This game is stupid. Yeah, that's right, I said it. Not because it's bad, but because of this. It won't save. Every time I restart the game, for some reason, it saved before, every single time, it starts up with the stupid audio up another tick, and it keeps changing this back to, what was it at? Active voice notes as its default for some reason. And I don't really understand why. I don't go to many other menus other than the quest notebook. So, great. Thank you for not saving my fucking settings every single time I reload the game. Is it going to work at least? No. No! Of course not. How would it work? Oh my god. I don't understand. Okay. Well, at least for this stream, it shall stay the same. What if I, like, quit back to the menu? Does it reset it then? Okay, it didn't reset it that time. Maybe it's because I keep exiting the game instead of going back to the title screen. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe now it's fixed. Okay, okay, okay. Alright, I'll take your word for it, game. I will. For now. Just for now. What were we doing? Right, I did all the quests, didn't I? Go to the Academy Field. Right, Sarah wanted to talk to us about something. Lady Sarah's awaiting for your arrival on the Academy's field. I forgot to check the audio, one sec. Alright, well, you can hear both me and the game. I'm even more sure she knows exactly what's going on. I'm gonna have to be, like, hyper-vigilant about the settings so you can actually understand what I'm saying. The game is in control now. Aren't you glad we get to be in the same group again? Words cannot begin to express the agony. Don't be shy. Me and Lamie will keep you safe, so there's no need to worry. Please stop talking. Oh, Eustace. It's like she's incapable of showing concern or tension. One would hardly think she's about to journey to Ordis. We're getting sent straight into Duke Cayenne's turf on our next field study. This'll be the first time I get to go there without having to sneak in. This is gonna be fun. I think your mouth is Erebonia's greatest threat to national security. It's odd thinking about how close this month's field study was to being cancelled. And it's even weirder how relieved I felt that it wasn't. I know what you mean. I know we struggle through every month, but I felt the same sense of relief. It just goes to show you how much of a part of our lives they've become. We don't have a field study lined up for next month because of the festival. I'm guessing that means this month's field study will be doubly challenging. Oh god, I hope so. I mean, if Laura was anything to go by, we got one-hit Laura. Right now, I've got one-hit Fie. If I can get her a better weapon, she's already almost as strong as Laura, and her S-Craft is nothing to sneeze at. Sure, it's not as strong as Laura's, but you know, it's quite scary. And hey, if Fie turns out to not be all that strong, then I can always just put all that shit on Rean. One-hit Rean. Laura is at the general store. In here? Where do you buy weapons again? It's not here, is it? No, this is all other stuff. I'm gonna exchange all this before I leave. This month's field study will take us to Ordis, Duke Cayenne's stronghold. It should come as little surprise it's in a hot spot for suspicious activity within the Empire. You saw what happened last month when he visited my father and tried to persuade him to join the Noble Alliance. Careful while you're there. We'll have Eustace with us, so his presence ought to help smooth things out to some extent. I'm not sure what to expect during our stay. Regardless, careful preparation should be our highest priority. We managed to settle an idea before we left. Oh, right, the school. I was like, what is she talking about? I doubt we'd be able to really focus on our tasks if we left it up in the air. Poor Elliot and I are gonna have to burn the candle at both ends figuring out a plan of action. Best of luck on your trip. I am now done talking to people. Time to go to the field. Why am I going to the field? Actually, hold on a second. What's going on over here? Morning. Didn't expect to see all three of you together this early. What gives? We're just talking about all of you, actually. I'm glad you managed to decide to do what to do for the festival before you got shipped off on your field study. It sounds like you didn't waste any time putting George to work either. We asked him for help with our orbal instruments. Make sure you know who's going to be playing what by then, though. We haven't even decided on our genre yet. That's something you'll have to take care of. I'm more interested in the outfits, though. I'm thinking sexy, really sexy, especially the girls. You and I are on the same page. Don't even think about it. I'm not wearing one. It would be a bit distracting if they ended up being as revealing as President Herschel's was. That was all Angie and Crow's fault. They wouldn't listen to any of my feedback. I hope you realize how much I'm counting on you to stop this, Rain. On a less sexy topic, this month's field study sounds like a tough one. Rower is at the center of the Nortia province. Nortia? The provincial army's influence isn't quite as blatant as it is in Ordes, but they still hold significant sway there. Their relationship with the railway military police is especially bad, so make sure you don't get wrapped up in all of that. Tensions are rising both inside and outside the country as it is. At least your field study's been planned out to minimize the chances of you getting into any trouble. What do you mean by planned out? Did Instructor Sarah not tell you? We can't spoil the surprise then, can we? Curiosity piqued. They did call you to the field, right? Why don't you get going then? Slow it down. How come you guys get to know and I don't? You're technically a second year, so make sure to back your new class up. Get a few more credits than me and you think you can get away with saying whatever you want. Sounds like we should head over to the field then. I can't customize Fee's weapon for whatever reason. I guess it hasn't really rolled over into the new chapter inventory yet. I don't know. I'll get to the next area and then I'll try to customize stuff. It just warped to the field. It's gonna walk to it, but it's all the way on the other side, so no. We were all told to meet here by 9 a.m. I don't know, I'm gonna prep. I have Fee. She's ready. And Elise is ready to give her craft points. I wasn't expecting you to be... Sharon? Weren't you in the dormitory when we left? Indeed I was, but I was summoned here by Lady Sarah. So after seeing you all off, I came straight here. How did I guess she'd get here ahead of us? At this point, I shouldn't really be surprised. She ain't that Rainford's top maid for nothing. I would have preferred not to ask her to come at all. But since she'll be acting as Group A's guide, I don't have much of a choice. Why, thank you. Why would we need a guide? It looks like everyone's here already. Guide? What's she doing here? Cooking, cleaning, you flatter me, Master Eustace. I don't know what he said. What did he say? Instantaneous travel, what isn't on her resume. We've got all of you here now. Look at that, 9 a.m., right on time. What's that sound? It sounds like a rush of air. Oh, that's not quite it. Sounds to me like an airship. Are you kidding me? We're going by airship? What the hell is that? Here they come. So are we getting our own airship, or what's going on here? It is red. I mean, it only makes sense to invest, I don't even know how much one of these would cost, into it for Class 7 instead of paying for train tickets constantly, right? Hey, I got a car in Crossbell. This counts, right? What is that thing even doing here? It's cool. A Crimson airship. Who does it belong to? An Imperial Army warship, maybe? Not enough giant guns. The shape looks familiar. It's like the White Wings of Liberal. You think so too, right? I mean, like the Arcel? Now that you mention it, I do see a resemblance. The Arcel. Wasn't that the high-speed cruiser from the Kingdom of Liberal? I'm trying to get used to saying the words like they do in this game. It was on that very airship that Prince Olivert made his triumphant return to Heimdall. I remember that. No way. They're not seriously going to land here, right? Of course they are. It's 75 arg from bow to stern. It might be a bit of a snug fit, but they should be able to touch down. You've got to be kidding me. Wait a minute. How do you know how large it is? I want one. I was gonna say it looks smaller than the Arcel, whatever. But no, it's pretty fucking big. It just looked small because it was up in the sky. Just saying, I did assist in preventing the genocide of an entire mini-country state. Maybe giving me an airship wouldn't be that big of a big deal, I'm just saying. This is the best. It's actually pretty up close. The more I look, the more it seems just like the Arcel, except red. And less weird flap things. It bears the crest of Erebonia, though. At the very least, it's an airship of the Empire. Oh, voice.
Salutations, my beautiful friends. It's only been 10
Gotcha.
days since last we met, but I couldn't keep myself away.
Okay, so it belongs to him. All right. That makes sense. Yeah, I can see him wanting one after being on the other one.
Prince Olivert.
And Major Vander.
No voice acting. Okay. No, I'm glad to see you again. Okay.
Your slack-jawed amazement says it all. It looks like this will be quite the crowd pleaser during its grand unveiling in Heimdall.
Wait, what grand unveiling?
Man, I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Well, I guess they didn't get enough. Okay, still, the prince is just here in a supporting capacity today, to say nothing of myself. The real stars of the show are the airship and the fine gentlemen we have aboard.
Who might you be referring to?
It's been quite some time. I see many familiar faces gathered here today, and several I've yet to have the pleasure of meeting.
Do I know?
Is that?
I know that voice.
Huh. Yeah, I'm assuming you would, Laura.
The Radiant Blade Master?
father.
So that's Laura's dad? Wait, who's the what now?
And look, Tobal's with him too.
This isn't quite how I expected our grand reunion to go. That's for sure.
What are you doing up there? And what's with the hat?
Allow me to introduce you. This is Captain Victor S. Arcid, who will be assuming command of this ship. What?
So that's what this is about.
I'll fill you in on the details another time.
I guess they couldn't get his voice actor back, so they just didn't, yeah.
What in the name of Adios is that?
Wow, what a pretty ship.
This thing's a real piece of work.
Incredible! And I've heard about the specs, but the numbers don't do it justice. Looks even better alive than on paper. Principal Van Dyke, you too?
Could someone fill us in on what exactly is going on here?
Your bafflement is quite understandable. The chairman of the board proposed a change to your travel arrangements for this month's field study. He's agreed to deliver all of you to your respective destinations aboard this airship.
What? We'll be riding in style.
He's mainly taking it on its maiden voyage to unveil the ship to the nation. We're just kind of along for the ride. You'll be headed to the capital first, but from there, it'll be a straight shot to Ruhr.
It'll be fast shot. If that's anything like the,
I'm not sure what to say.
If that's anything like its ow, damn it. If that's anything like the counterpart ship, I'm assuming that's one of the fastest ones on the planet or country. Are there other continents besides Zemuria? I don't know.
Huh. This is all so sudden. I think I need to sit down.
Well, should we be off, Your Highness?
Yes, that sounds marvelous. With that, let me be the first to welcome you, Class 7. Aboard the second Arcel-class high-speed cruiser, the Courageous.
At least it's easier to say. RCL. Arcel. 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 Arse. I made that joke last time, didn't I? Yep. Can I have one? Yeah, it's probably gonna be really fucking fast. Man, I picked a good place to leave off last stream. I'm glad I did. Just immediately engaging. Not even our high-speed trains could hope to match that. That may be true, but we still have our own strengths. How's the investigation coming? They've been pretty blatant about trying to obstruct us, so basically, about what we expected. The same is true in the other areas as well. Respond with Pattern 13. I'll head there myself this afternoon. Yes, ma'am.
brother told me all about it, but there's no substitute for seeing it soar through the skies. Simply beautiful. Yes, it really is. You're up there, aren't you, Lee?
Is this the first time we've seen the king? I think so.
Wow! That's the Courageous! Oliver finally finished his airship.
It's a fine ship, isn't it?
Kind woman.
Prince Oliver seems to have gone to quite a lot of trouble having it built.
Is this the wind of change you intend to release across our stained and troubled land? Go, my son, and show me the caliber of man you can be.
Go now, my son.
Can you believe it's been almost 2 years already? And look at how far our debaucherous prince has managed to come. Partnering with Liberl to make a second Arcel-class airship, then cruising over the capital? I suppose that's one way to stick it to you for outmaneuvering him at the trade conference.
Let him have his fun for now. Still, this was certainly an unexpected play on his part. He and that band of students he likes to ship across the country have proven a never-ending source of entertainment. But now, my dear Prince Oliver, we have reached a decisive point. The board has been prepared, every piece in its place. Can you turn the tides in your favor? I look forward to finding out.
It's currently 10:02, and we have a north-northwesterly wind blowing in at a speed of 11 Arj. We've just passed through the Schwartz-Drake Barrier's airspace into the province of Nortia.
Current speed is 3,050 SPH. We've reached full cruising velocity.
Maintain current course and speed. Follow the Nortia main line, maintaining a distance of 200 Arj.
Aye, aye, Captain.
So this is what the bridge of the cruiser looks like. It's a lot less shiny than the Arcel. It's all kind of making my head spin. If I'm not mistaken, this ship is equipped with the Epstein Foundation's latest information processing system. You actually managed to get the Reinford Group, Zeiss Central Factory, and the Epstein Foundation to collaborate? I suppose you would be the most well-informed on matters of technology. It took the combined efforts of countless supporters to take this airship from blueprint to beauty. I've caused a great many people no small amount of trouble gathering the technology and funds to build it. It's nice to know even princes have trouble with financing sometimes. It's true. I had to borrow quite the sum from a number of sources, the Emperor himself among them. All of my labors bore fruit, and we were able to build an airship that met all of my ideal specifications. At a length of 75 Arj, apparently it's how it's said, it's almost twice the size of the original Arcel. Yeah, it's... Really? Twice the size. Really? It was already pretty big. With it sporting 20 of the ZCF's high-performance engines, it can achieve a top speed of roughly 3,000 SPH. Couldn't the Arcel go 3,800? Yeah, 3,600. I thought it was 3,800. Not quite as fast as the Arcel's 3,600, but the Courageous boasts higher armor and interception capabilities. She's memorized all of the specs already. The more I hear about it, the more unbelievable it sounds. It sounds like he's compensating for something. I heard something like this was in development. I never would have imagined you'd pack this much power into it. Now we have a rough idea how extravagant the ship is, but what I don't understand is why my father's sitting in the captain's seat. He's not even part of the military. Unless, Father, did you actually enlist in the Imperial Army? I can understand why you might be perplexed. This ship isn't part of any military force. Huh? It's officially regarded as property of the Imperial family? Precisely. I intend this ship to give wings to a third faction of sorts, unconnected to both the Imperial and Provincial armies. To that end, I could think no finer to captain the Viscount Arsed. That explains some of it. I see where you're getting at. The fastest airship in the Empire, captained by the Radiant Blade Master. Couldn't ask for a stronger deterrent than that. Well, that's my hope anyway. About half of the crew here are on loan from my division, the 7th Armored. The rest are civilians, representing a variety of nationalities and social classes. As for me, I'm here because I'm just that good at gathering information. They've also tasked me as the point man for keeping in touch with the guild and all of its local branches. Tovel's definitely a good choice. He's got tact and patience to spare. Me, on the other hand, I'm more the face-punching type. Frankly, I'm still shocked we're here. I never imagined we'd be flying in such a marvel of a ship with such a distinguished crew. You've got me curious, though. Are you intending to tour the whole Empire like this? That's our plan, yes. The hope is that it might help assuage, that's the word, some of the tension that's been building across the nation. If we happen to intimidate the Imperial Liberation Front while we're at it, all the better. That makes sense considering they've got their own airship, too. The Intelligence Division and the RMP seem to be keeping them in check for now. Having a ship like this in the air will definitely put even more pressure on the Liberation Front. In other words, this ship allows me to kill 3 birds with 1 stone. Genius, isn't it? If I ever feel the urge to stretch my wings, I can take to the skies whenever the mood strikes me. Perhaps one day, I'll even be able to put on a recital soaring in the skies above Heimdall. Putting aside certain idiotic flights of fancy. At this speed, it should take us less than an hour to reach Roer. Feel free to make yourselves at home while you're aboard. Aside from the restricted areas like the engine room, you have the run of the ship. Go poke around for a bit. Sorry, need to stretch. I think I'll take you up on that. Okay, well, this is not what I was expecting. For a moment there, I kind of felt the same sense of grandeur that I felt in Sky. And then that went away the second the cutscene started being too long. Here, let me talk to people. Twice the size? Really? It looked about the same. Like, the Arcel wasn't small. It was pretty fucking big. You could have told me a little bit sooner about this. Isn't this the reason you've been so busy lately? I apologize for the secrecy, but much of this project fell under the veil of strict confidentiality. There are some things I'm forbidden to speak of even to my daughter. I'm sure you realize that. Klaus must have known, right? Why was he allowed to know while I was left in the dark? We're really honored to have been invited aboard. We can rest easier once we arrive in Roer knowing we had an Imperial escort. Indeed you can. The Provincial Army will have little choice but to accommodate you. This ship's purpose is to act as a deterrent to both factions, as well as the Imperial Liberation Front. By doing that, we hope that the courageous will hold the old guard at bay long enough for something new to take root. They chose wisely in naming you captain. Still, I assume that's not this ship's only purpose. Building an airship this advanced seems excessive if that's all you're going to use if you're going to use it as just a deterrent. Laura's right, there has to be some other purpose. I regret that I wasn't able to discuss this with you properly when you were in Legram last month. I'm proud to see just how much you've grown since you enrolled. I have my class to thank for that, yes, yes. So tell me, Rain, how's she doing? Is Laura getting along with the other students? She's standing right there! I think she's been fitting in fine. That's reassuring. At times I worry that growing up in a sword-fighting household caused her to end up less well-rounded than her peers. I hope you and the others will continue looking out for her. We're glad she's with us. I can't imagine Class 7 without her. I can't help but get the feeling that she's something more to you than simply a classmate. Whatever the truth may be, I hope you'll continue treating her as the lady she is. I'm not one to abide inappropriate behavior toward my daughter. I don't have the faintest idea what you're talking about. But I'd like to think I know how to conduct myself toward my classmates. That's what I wanted to hear. What are the two of you going on about with your whispering and your furtive glances? It's nothing you need to concern yourself with, just a little discussion between men. You needn't worry, we'll sure to get you to your field study safely. As a student of Thor's, I expect you to give it your utmost. Being ferried to our destination in an airship like this makes me feel as I could take on the world. I'm pretty sure you can. You could probably split the continent in half if you swung your sword downward hard enough. Okay, fine, I'll go on this side. Allow us to escort you to your destination. I hope your field study proves to be a fruitful one. Everything on this airship is really cutting edge. Prince Oliver does love his surprises. First his return to Heimdall on the Arce, and now this. Well, it's quite large inside. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's bigger. There's, like, areas in the halls that you can sit down in. That's... Come on, nobody wants to see dudes sing. It's all about the ladies. If we make the outfit skimpy enough, guys will be breaking down the doors to get in. If you're working out what to do? We've got the general gist of it figured out, but... Let me ask you, Rain, would you prefer male or female vocals? This is a really important question, too, since it's going to change the audience we draw. Why don't we try both? You know what, that'd be perfect. I really like the idea. 2 songs would be perfect length, too. Rehearsing's going to be a bit tougher, but I think we should do it. I thought the game was actually going to let me choose something for once. No. Your ideas all have the subtlety of a sledgehammer. You realize that this will put us in direct competition with Class 1, correct? We need to do something with a degree of class in order to take them on. Or it just has to be outrageous enough to, get attention. Man, I feel just like I'm playing Sky again. Sort of. Except lots of metal. Very dark tones. Damn it, I can't restore my craft points in here. Are you sure it's twice the size? This deck looks smaller than the... whatever.
Instructor Sarah? Tovo? What are you guys doing out here?
Oh, just a little bracer-to-bracer information swapping.
That's about the long and short of it. Been a while since I saw you guys, though. Not since last month in Legram.
Yeah, always nice to see a friendly face, though.
Well, despite keeping in touch with him and setting up his arrangement, it came as a surprise to me to see him on board, too.
Clearly, it was meant to be. Honestly, I was only brought on because of my connection with Viscount Arcee.
This airship really is in a class all its own, though. It's not every day you see a ship owned by the Imperial family and captained by the Radiant Blade Master.
This cruiser has the potential to be an important force in Erebonia going forward. Without ties to the Imperial or Provincial armies, it can potentially keep both of them in check if need be.
I mean, again, we've seen what the Arcel could do.
It might not be able to do that quite as well as a strong guild presence could, but it'll still help protect a lot of people.
That's true. It still frustrates me how the guild used to be an institution here, and now we're just barely keeping the lights on. At least the Crossbell branch sends its people over to help us out when we need a hand, though.
Wenzel's one thing, but we owe McLean so many favors, I've lost count.
I don't want to hear that name.
McLean? Wait, are you talking about...
I don't want to hear that name.
Oh, yeah, I guess you would have heard of him. He's an A-rank bracer over at the Crossbell branch. A guy we used to work with named Wenzel works there now, too. Wait, maybe we should back it up a bit.
The guy we're talking about is Arios McLean, aka the Divine Blade of Wind. The name probably sounds familiar to you because he's also a practitioner of the 8 Leaves 1 Blade style.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. I've never met him myself, but I heard a lot about him from my master. He mastered the school's second form. It sounds about as untouchable as anyone who holds the title of Divine Blade.
Well, he's pretty damn strong, I'll give you that. Bailed me out of more tough spots than I'd like to admit. Speaking of, you know who else is a student of the 8 Leaves School? Cassius Bright. We were talking about him before, remember? He's the bracer who took command during that big incident 2 years ago. Though from what I heard, he left the way of the sword behind a while back.
Cassius Bright was here in Erebonia. Wait, 2 years ago.
It was an eventful time, to put it lightly. And yeah, we have Cassius to thank for getting us past that. But afterward, well, you know the story from there. They shuttered guild branches all across the Empire, one after the other, and your dear, sweet instructor was out of a job.
I'd be glad to give you all the grisly details, but it's a long story. We should probably save it for another time. But hey, the guild seems to have a good track record with folks from the 8 Leaves School. Maybe you should consider a career as a bracer. Door's always open, you know?
Yeah, I agree, actually.
Me? A bracer?
I think it would be a more interesting setting. I mean, granted, it's already a setting we've done before, but it's modern.
Huh. I never really thought about it before.
Come on, Rean, you're open to ideas, right? You joined the Academy on a whim, basically.
Hey, there's enough of us singing the Bracer Blues without you trying to recruit my students.
Never hurts to start them early. Seriously, though, we're always looking for more good people. If that's something you wanted to do, I wouldn't turn you down.
I'll give it some thought.
Be more interesting than the fucking military, I think. This ship should prove an effective deterrent since it's not affiliated with either faction. When you see and look at it that way, you can see the first steps of what the prince is setting out to do. And of course, me and the guild will be behind him all the way. I haven't been able to repay Cassius for everything he did, either. We'll just have to do what we can to live up to the guild's ideals and keep the Bracer spirit alive. If that has something to do with how she ended up working at the Academy, it sounds like she has a lot on her mind right now. Consume a bonding point? What are these giant, like, rocket engine jets? This thing probably has a pretty fast burst speed. The Arcel's, I guess 3800 was its burst speed, if that's what I was thinking of earlier. Because it could go very fast if it wanted. It just, you know, was bad for it. is like the Enterprise. When you make it go too fast, it starts like shaking violently. No, this is about the same size deck-wise. We're getting some weird, like, impossible geometry going on here. Like, the inside is bigger than the outside. The airship we used in the core was pretty fast, but this one's even faster. In fact, its specs seem pretty high across the board. Fancy stuff. Never a dull moment in Class 7, I guess. Breen got stuck for a second. The view from up here is beautiful. I feel like I'm weightless, soaring peacefully above the clouds. This is actually the first time I've been aboard an airship. I think I'm starting to feel dizzy. Is that normal? This ship is amazing. We're flying faster than a bird. Take that, bird. Now I kind of want one. Wonder if Gramps will get me my own airship if I ask him real nice. You can already fly around on Air Getlum. Don't go getting greedy. I'm hoping this is voiced.
At
Yes.
long last, the Courageous is finally taken to the skies of Erebonia. I feel like a mother hen watching her chicks leave the nest.
I'll take your word for it.
This may sound a bit forward of me to say, but it sounds like you had some hurdles getting this project together.
It was no easy ride, I'll say that.
I doubt it would have come together without the prince's unwavering dedication and tireless work. He had to find the time to raise funds and oversee the entire project, in addition to all his official duties. And to add to that, he had to take care of all the arrangements necessary to get Viscount Arcade installed as its captain.
I can't even imagine how busy your schedule must have been. Even from a student's perspective, it sounds brutal.
Well, for this ship to have any weight as a deterrent, I needed the Viscount. Thankfully, he agreed to my request. My plan is to create a neutral third power capable of acting independently of our nation's two competing factions. You can think of the Courageous as the first physical embodiment of that ideal.
A third party, huh? I feel like I'm starting to understand at least part of what it is you're trying to accomplish.
The road will be a difficult one.
True, but this is only the beginning. Seeing this ship soar through the clouds for the first time moves my heart, just as when Class 7 was formally established. I look forward to seeing what the future holds for the Courageous, and for the brave men and women of your class.
Your Highness.
We live in interesting times. The political situation across the Empire seems to grow more ominous by the day. But, with any luck, making a real show out of this ship's launch will push back against the prevailing climate.
Well, that's the hope at least. Either way, you'll have your whole life to split hairs about politics. For now, give your attention to your field study.
Thank you. I know you have high expectations for us, and I hope we'll be able to meet them.
It's a wonderful feeling standing on the deck feeling the wind rushing by. How much more liberating would it be to shed these tiresome clothes and hold a beautiful concert above Roer? I might have misheard you, but did you just say you'd like to fly to Ordis hanging over the railing by your feet? Come now, my dear Mueller, I'm not that much of a masochist. I don't know if I'll ever reconcile this side of Prince Olivert with what he's like when he's actually being serious. And the way Major Vandra can shoot him down without batting an eye, even though he's the prince, is really something. I get the feeling these two must have been through a lot together. I wonder how long they've known each other. I was gonna say, yeah, Lisa's probably down here. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I had no idea the Rhineford Company was involved in developing something on this scale this time. Then I find out it was a collaboration with the Epstein Foundation and the ZCF. On top of that, she's got her hands in the development of our Arcus units, too. It's way too much work for one person. How many projects does Mother have under her wing right now? I'm afraid I can't give a simple answer to that. Suffice to say, the chairman only knows about a small number of the projects in development by the Reinford Group. Lately, the directors have... I knew it. Hello, Master Rain. Sorry, am I interrupting something? No, it's okay. Have you finished exploring the airship? I expect it'll be a longer while before we reach Roer. I don't even think I've seen half of it yet. It's kind of overwhelming. I'm looking forward to landing in Roer. It's been a while since I've seen the industrial metropolis. It's not too far from my hometown, so I always hear about it in passing. You came from Ymir, so I guess you would, then. You want a little refresher? I can bring you up to speed. Roer used to be a factory town. It grew into a hotspot for technology as a result of its steel-heavy industry. The population is around 200,000, and since the city is in the Northia province, it's under Marquis Rogner's jurisdiction. I still find it kind of wild that Angelica is his daughter. You know, the last time I visited, it felt more like the whole city was man-made. Trees and grass were rare sights. It made it kind of hard to tell how large the city really is. The city itself is basically one giant structure divided into several levels. It's been expanded so many times that even longtime residents occasionally wind up in places they don't recognize. I've lost count of the number of times I've had to go pick up Lady Elisa when she got lost. That's when I was a kid. Don't say stuff like that. Like that it still happens. North of Roer is the Saxion Iron Mine. Saxion? The iron mined there makes its way into most of the Reinford Group's products in some form or other. The amount of ore they get just from that one mine is immense. The Empire would be a different place today without it. I don't doubt it. Even our textbooks mention the Saxion Mine. It's been vital to the Empire since back before the Orbital Revolution. In the center of Roer, you can't miss the Reinford Group's corporate headquarters, which is also basically my house. I was hoping I wouldn't have to go back anytime soon. There's no point in moping about it right now. We've yet to have a field study that didn't spiral into some sort of hectic adventure, but I'm ready if you are. Huh? What else? What am I missing? Right. Do I have to talk to literally every single NPC or something? Because I don't want to do that. I gotta talk to the party members. That's good, right? It's good enough? Take a look, Peyton. We're cruising so fast that we remain completely stable. Just as my tests predicted we would. This is a big win for the both of us. I never could have done it without you. Most state-of-the-art airship in the world, hands down. Less pretty, though, on the inside. Just saying. Although I guess it kind of fits with Erebonia's style. What the fuck is up with the Twitch dashboard and its thing that it's doing here? Welcome to the chat room. Welcome to the chat room. Welcome to the chat room. Am I missing something here, or... hair. Ah, fuck. Fix my headphones. Hold on a second. It's really humid today, so that's not helping. My hair wants to soak it up like a sponge. I talked to everyone, didn't I?
Attention all crew members and passengers. We will soon be entering Ruhr airspace. Please prepare for landing, and make sure you have all personal effects with you before disembarking.
Sounds like we're almost there. That was a shorter flight than I'd expected.
It's kind of random.
Guess I'd better go round up the others and start getting ready.
Ruhr Airport's granted us permission to land.
Commence landing preparations. And keep the engine warm. We'll be taking off again right after our guests have disembarked.
Aye, aye, Captain. Preparing the Courageous to land.
Including today, you've got 3 days for this month's field study. Make 'em count. I plan on it. We'll do the best we can. Be careful in Ordis, okay? Sounds like things could get dangerous there. Don't sweat it, we'll be fine. We ought to be alright, if a certain someone can keep her mouth shut. Take care, Rower. When we get back, we'll be jumping straight into the festival prep. I hope you're ready to discover the true terror of planning by committee. That's right. With everything that's happened so far today, I almost forgot about that. We'll have the songs and outfits finalized by the time we get back, and we should have the positions all figured out too. The spirited joys of youth. I'm sure both your field study and the Academy Festival will prove valuable experiences for all of you. Work hard out there, but not too hard, you hear? May the goddess go with you. Take care. Did it just register me, like, mashing on the D-pad randomly? The Courageous touched down in the massive Rower Airport, where we parted ways. With us safely on the ground, it wasted no time taking to the skies again, ferrying the others west to Ordis. Rower was a maze in every direction, but Sharon guided us to Reinford's corporate headquarters without missing a step. This tunnel goes on forever. I can't help but recall trying to navigate Corellia Fortress. That was weird. I guess we're outside now. I guess when you're built with tons of iron and concrete, everything starts to look pretty similar. We're not far from the city center now. You might want to brace yourselves. Rower has an even wider layout than the capital. Or weirder. That's my hometown you're talking about, but I can't deny it's true. Oh, no, there go the lights again. Looks like we're finally out. The city extends above and below? Well, Rower grew up around steel fabrication and heavy industry. That's how it came to be known as the Empire's industrial metropolis. You're right, it is weird. It's got a population of around 200,000 people. That's as big as the capital of a smaller country. feel like the city's gotten even bigger since the last time I was here. The Rhineford corporate headquarters is on the upper level, right? If you'd like to visit, just head up that escalator.
Allow me to welcome you to Ruhr, home of the Rhineford Company. I sincerely hope that your field study here will be a fulfilling one.
Huh. I wonder if it's gonna, like, the last chapter was so all over the place. I wonder if this one's gonna follow the similar style as the prior ones. That's a crusty dog mouth. I like him. Good dog. Hey, Carbon. Am I gonna get lost again? Probably. Go to the Rhineford corporate HQ. No, I don't think I will. Okay, never mind. I don't like escalators. Oh my god. Their feet aren't lining up with how it's moving. What'd you say they're called again? Escalators? The first one was built in Zeiss. After that, the technicians here decided they'd try to build one too. They just wanted to show off a little, huh? Like kids. Look at that. The text is going way too fucking fast. What is that? That's an awfully strange shape for a building. That's not even a building, is it? Nice catch. That's actually an orbital generator. But it's so big. Ruhr has so many factories and industrial facilities that the city uses an enormous amount of orbital energy. Having large generators that send energy where it's needed is more efficient than each factory producing its own energy. That's quite a setup. Technology's really come a long way in such a short time. I've seen the building in pictures, but it's even more commanding in person. I guess you wouldn't expect any less from Rhineford's corporate HQ. I couldn't believe my eyes the first time I saw it. It's a big building, sure, though not as big as Orcus Tower and Crossbell. That's a 40-floor skyscraper, the tallest on the continent now, I think. That's the tower we could see from Guerrilla Fortress, right? It's where they were holding the trade conference last month. No need to be so modest, Elisa. It's your family's digs. No one's gonna mind you if you talk it up for a bit. I'm not trying to. It's just as fancy on the inside. All these are scale models of machines Rhineford makes? Yep, I'll tell you more about them later if you're interested. Hello, Dalton. It's good to see you again. The pleasure's all mine. It's been 6 months since you've been home. I had heard you were attending a military academy. It looks like you finally decided to come back and visit the old homestead. Yeah, here I am. Well, I'll be staying for the next 3 days. That's wonderful news. Keep taking care of her, Sharon. I don't know why I keep mistaking her name for what it isn't. It's one thing to hear about it, but I know what you mean. It kind of brings home the fact that she's a Rhineford. Let's just get going, okay? Allow me to show you the chairman's office. We'll be going up to the 23rd floor. Madam Chairman, I brought the ladies and gentlemen of Class 7. God, does the entire floor consist of your office? Jesus, it's huge. You can tell the buck stops here. That's one hell of a view.
So it looks like the Courageous' inaugural flyover in Heimdall and Ruhr was a success. But don't release an official statement until tomorrow. Yes, that'll be fine. Yes, I'd like you to begin as soon as possible. And keep a careful eye out for any insider trading.
Yes, I too can type at the speed of light with one hand while not even looking at the screen.
Hello, Irina Reinford speaking. Yes, I understand. Fast-track the construction on the special train if you can. No, pay it no mind. I doubt Crossbell-related shares rising is indicative of a larger market trend. But sell them all early next month. Timing is key here.
Wow. She's like a commander issuing orders across multiple fronts. Yeah. It's impressive to see Toa do it, but Mrs. Reinford seems to have it down to a science.
She's a general on the battlefield of business.
She's gonna get yelled at.
Ah, right. We all have other matters we need to attend to, so I'll get right to the point. Here.
What?
Thank you.
Alright, thanks.
I've cleared my schedule to dine with you this evening, so anything you wish to discuss can wait until then. I'll leave the rest to you, Sharon.
As you wish, Madam Chairman. When do you expect to return this evening?
I'm planning on 7. Have our guests enjoy a night cruise, if you will.
That sounds splendid. I'll make the necessary arrangements. That's it? That's all you have to say? I don't care if you ignore me, that's nothing new, but my classmates are here and you're on our board of directors. Would it kill you to show at least a little interest?
Elisa.
Whoa, Elisa, it's okay. You don't need to get worked up for our sake.
Oh, I almost forgot to mention.
Huh?
If you want to return in one piece, I'd suggest you steer clear of the Provincial Army and the Railway Military Police. The same goes for the Marquis's mansion, though I can't imagine what business would take you there.
Marquis.
Use common sense, and don't try to overstep your bounds. That'll be all.
Have a safe trip, Madam Chairman.
Wow, your mom's a real piece of work, Elisa.
The Army only wishes it was that efficient.
She certainly has the mettle to head up an international company like this, to say the least.
See? You see why I didn't want to come back now? You can't tell me that gave you a great impression of her.
I think you're being a little hard on her.
She was looking out for our safety, giving us that advice.
Just forget it. Getting all worked up and storming off in a huff is what she wants me to do, and I'm not going to give her the satisfaction. We'll be back before sundown, Sharon. I'd like you to have the guest rooms and dinner preparations sorted by then. Oh, and see to our luggage, would you? As you wish. Have a safe trip, everyone.
You know, I'm all in favor of jumping right into our field study tasks. Is it really okay to just dump all our luggage onto Sharon? I was wondering the same thing. All our luggage together must have been quite a heft. It's Sharon, she'll be fine. Unless I can't imagine her breaking a sweat carrying suitcases. You've got a point. She'll probably carry them all in one go. Looking after guests does seem to be her specialty. Let's see what kinds of things we've got lined up. Please, not that many side quests. Please, just one or none. I'll take none. None. Don't give me 4 or 5. I swear to God if you give me 5. Okay, good. Ah, shit. Well, it's 2 unrequired ones, which makes me think that they're gonna be boring. I'd like a hand in experimenting with that Arcus unit. Alright, well, this is just a monster quest, and another monster. Never mind, I don't know what this is. Whatever. Looks like she hit the sweet spot with the challenge factor. Kinda reminds me of Machias's dad. I can't really deny it. I bet she's so sure she's got us pegged, she probably thinks we won't be able to finish all of these. Just you watch. We'll finish up every last one before this evening. It's only 11:30 now, so we've got plenty of time before sundown. We've definitely got the hang of this whole field study thing by now, so let's go show Rower some Class 7 spirit. Sorry, Elisa, but this might be the one time where I don't do all the side quests. We'll see. We'll see what happens. These side quests are annoying. One in particular is great. I'm so excited. Why do you keep... Get out of my party. Thank you. Every time something happens, Machias rejoins the party. No. Look, I know you can break the game with his, like, whatever he has. It's, what's it called? Is it... Yeah, I think it's either Break Shot or Petrification Shell. He has a move that he learns that breaks the game. But, no. Don't wanna. There's a lot of ways to break the game, and I've already done one of them. And that is make one-hit fee. Well, for now, one-hit fee. It's gonna go back to one-hit Laura. Eventually. Institute of... Okay, so... No, don't want to do that one yet. I'm gonna go kill a monster first, because I want to give Fee a bit of a test run. I haven't equipped these guys yet, have I? Oh, god damn it. Hold on. You can have Hellfire. You are a Magicaster, after all. I gotta give her something. Sure, you can have the Fire Bell, and then you have a Space Bell. Attacks, cause that, vanish. Do I not have something that gives Dark Matter? You know what, yeah, have a Cross Crusade. Hold on a minute. I haven't really equipped anyone else. Give you the Still Blues. I've got 4 of these. Because she's going to be on the team. I'm going to be honest, I kind of want to swap Elliot for Crow. I'm going to swap Elliot for Crow. Tallest to shortest, there we go. Well, as... That doesn't feel right. Okay, almost tallest to shortest. What am I giving you? I don't have any more Passionate Rogues, so... I guess I'm going to turn you... Oh, yes, I do. I have 2 more. This is weird. Okay, I guess I'll do that. He's actually... Oh, never mind. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have better ATS. Her strength is stupid high. She is determined. Crow's kind of like a mixed bag. I need to give him some shit, too. Okay, speed plus 15, maybe. I could give that to him or Fee later. Well, right now I might as well give it to him. You have a locked water gem? Or slot, I guess I should say. I gave Holy Breath to Fee, didn't I? This is a weird party. This is a very strange party. guess that? Yeah, sure. Alright, I can just give him whatever else I want. Where's... All of my rare quartz were said to be unequipped, but I get the feeling that stuff that was on Emma is not unequipped. It's just a hunch that I have. You have another time lock slot? I just realized that. Well... Nightmare! Alright, I'm just giving him random shit. I do want to give him some kind of heavy dealing magic attack, though. With this many... Yeah, with this many, casters in the party, I think it's a good idea to do that, and then I need to give him... Where's my fucking dark matter? I know you have a dark matter, but I know I have more, unless I just don't. I thought I did. I know I have more quartz. Like, maybe it doesn't equip all of those. I thought the shining ones counted as, quote, rare quartz, but I don't know. Has delay of using Mirage Arts. Well, his Master Quartz gives him Silverthorn, so... Alright, well, I guess I'll do that. Phantom Phobia is a... I need to get a Dark Matter Quartz. She has Cross Crusade, so that's good. What else do I want to give him? Because I gotta go fight the monster, so I gotta do this now. Sure, whatever. I'll boost his strength up a bit more. Why not? She has Cross Crusade, but I don't want to have to use it all that much. EP Cut 3 would be nice. I'll leave that on her for now. I need more Holy Breath Quartz. Oh, I wish this game's orbit system was as interesting as the last ones. Like, I'm like trying to think of like cool ways to do things, and I'm just like, no, just fucking... You give him the quartz, and then you don't worry about it, and it's boring. Sure, he has Fortuna on. Guess I'll give her Cast 1? Yeah, sure, why not? She's quite slow. So... Yeah, actually, I'm probably not going to use Elliot all that much. Yeah, I'm going to give him Flood. That EP plus HP bonus is actually going to be super helpful. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. And Elliot can serve as like a background healer. That's fine. Fee's going to shred most wild encounters. But I want to have, like, everyone be somewhat prepared. Alright, now that I've got all that out of the way. How do I get to Nortia Highway? I guess I'll do this first? Yeah. There's a monster here I need to kill. So many areas. Here, come here. I said come here. Definitely not a reskinned enemy. And I couldn't back attack it.
Leave it to me.
Oh, everyone already has full craft points. Alright, this is going to be a test run.
Here we go. Silky dance. That's that.
Look at that strength up on Fee. Oh, yeah.
Target's
That's nice.
eliminated.
Let's get
Not
going.
as strong as Laura. She would have done like probably 45,000 or something, but it's still pretty fucking good.
Yeah, more of that. Thanks.
Oh? Fires a bullet of pure insanity.
Success.
I'm liking Crow as a character so far. He's a funnier guy than we've ever had. All right, now let's see if I can actually back attack this one. So I can get some craft points. There we go.
Now's our chance. Let's get him.
All right.
Here we go.
Okay.
It's my
Oh yeah, Fee just absolutely... I should really attack full health enemies with her.
Okay.
Damn it, Fee.
Leave it to me.
Here we go.
Okay.
It's my turn.
All right. Go.
All right, Reen's maxed out.
Target's eliminated. Let's get going.
Great.
Flame Impact. Man, everybody's getting new stuff. A powerful downward slash. I should start using Reen's craft stuff for wild encounters as well. That would be a good idea, because he restores them very quickly. Just making sure no one else needs to be healed. I want to go this way. They're not going to let me. Halt. This area is currently off limits. We can't let you through. Nothing suspicious over there. That's none of your concern. Turn around and walk away. Alright. No, definitely not anything suspicious over there. Nope. I mean, last time the Provincial Army, yeah. Wait, I can't... Is that where the monster is?
You can always count on Provincial Army soldiers to be arrogant as hell.
Wonder what they're doing out here. All right.
Alright.
Right.
My turn.
I've got this.
Again, every time it's the main character, they're always the best one to use because they swing the fastest. Anyway, do I need to talk to someone before doing this? Because I'm assuming this is where I need to be, right? Nortia Highway. Oh, Spina Byroad. Whoops. Well, this was a good chance to test Fee's metal. Is there a hotel I can go to? What was the name of that? Jackass Repair Shop. Okay. There's a quest here I need to do, apparently. Can I just, like... No, I just want to get some Orbent, actually. I was told that you might visit. If you need any help regarding your Arcus, let me know. Think you're famous enough to get this deal at every store? We're just paying like everyone else. Okay, yeah, just, first I'll do this. Damn it, no new weapons. Fuck. Alright, well... Wait, no. People are saying that the Scorch is a OP to an extent. I don't know how OP, but people say it is. All the people. All the people that I know. Everyone that I know. Quartz. Alright, can I get EP Cut 3? No. I'll get an EP Cut 2. I do need another Dark Matter. I thought I had another Rare Quartz that would help me use Dark Matter, but I guess not. I'm gonna swap out this with Dark Matter, just because it's a more viable spell, just because it only costs 100 and it still does a shitload of damage. You don't cast. I would like to give you Dark Matter if possible. Like, it'd be better than Ricuria, and let me give him a Dark Matter. It's settable, it doesn't lock onto a single enemy, does a lot of damage, doesn't cost an absolute disgusting amount. It's good. There we go. Alright, he's got Dark Matter. His ATS is nothing to sneeze at either. It's not, like, amazing, but, you know, it's there. It's not that Fee. Let me look at something. ATS is 60. 45. Well, her Master Quartz is only level 3. I don't know how close it is to leveling up. How do you even check? I wish you could check. Oh, wait, yeah, you can. Next, 2,900. Is that a lot? I don't know. Here's a level up. We'll work on it. Brave is maxed out, which is good. And Force is maxed out, which is good. Alright, so don't have to worry about that. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to buy weapons here. Damn it. 50, come on, man. It's the 505 strength on V. Fine. I don't need it. I don't need that. I guess I'll start this quest. What do you want? Hello there, Chief. What do we have here? Lady Elisa and her classmates, thank you for coming to speak with me. So that must mean that you're Chief Johann at your service. I am part of the Reinford Group's 4th Development Division. They're one of the group's major divisions, specializing in the... I think they even supervise the development of the Orbital staff. Wow. That means the reports that I write. You're Elliot, are you? I appreciate you always sending us such detailed reports. You're definitely one of the most helpful testers. Orbital communications and battle orbits. Those two things sum up Arcus perfectly. Those Arcus orbits of yours are one of our most important R&D projects right now. Now that you know we're focused on Arcus, do you think you could help us out with a little investigation? Yes. As long as you stop talking and just give me the fucking quest. I'd like to conduct an investigation on Arcus's signal strength. Okay. 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 Where the orbital waves are weak. The highways are the first places that come to mind. We're looking outside the city. I want you to conduct your investigation inside the city. Wireless orbital waves are always the most stable things in the world. Not always. You may get a generally stronger signal inside town, but the strength still varies depending on where you are, just like 5G. How are we going to find them? Alright, there we go. Wait, this isn't like the metal detector quest, is it? Oh no. I don't want to think about that quest. It just does what you think. Detects and provides information on the orbital waves whether you use it. Wherever you use it. Okay. Why don't you give it a try? I'm just gonna look at GameFAQs on how to do this. I don't really care. Words came up. Wow, words. It said that the signal strength in this area is 3, didn't it? You read that right. The number that appears tells you how strong the orbital waves in this area are. On a scale of 1 to 3, with 3 being the highest. The signal strength here in this store is excellent. Any call you would make would be crystal clear. I want you to search for our areas in the... Alright, areas where it says 1. So that they can boost the signal. What sort of thing would weaken an area's signal? The waves being physically obstructed like by walls or ceilings? Interference from other kinds of orbital waves. Tons of devices other than Arcus units use orbital waves, think radios and other communication devices. Some orbit really give off orbital wave too, but a negligible amount. Sometimes when you get multiple kinds of waves in an area, they interfere with one another. Just like 5G, but in the Wi-Fi space. 5 gigahertz. Not 5G as in 5 gigahertz. Like, well, 5G for phones is just 5th generation. I don't know. It's all stupid. Fuck these standards. I hate them. 4K is a dumb term. I'm just going to look it up. I don't. GameFAQs! Or something else. I have another guide pulled up that's better, actually. PSN something. PSN Games, or I don't remember. It was something. I just wanted to go in there to get the quest started to see if it was something I could do while I was on the highway. It's not. Spina Biro. Let's go beat something up. I was gonna go to the hotel to restore craft points with Fee, but...
Looks like a tough one. Watch out!
I'm good, it seems.
Be careful, this one looks
Leave
strong.
it to me.
Is that a penguin?
My turn.
No, kill! Oh my god, it even makes the same disgusting noises.
My turn.
I hate them.
My turn.
It's my...
Alright.
My turn. Target's eliminated. Let's get going.
Disgusting creature. shouldn't even be allowed to exist.
Oh yeah, this road leads all the way to your hometown, doesn't it, Rean?
Yeah, it'd take you days to get there if you tried to walk it, though.
No penguins here, right? Just a bug? I can deal with a bug.
You want to fight that? All right.
Haven't given this a shot
This one's
yet.
got your name on it.
Literally. It's a gun attack. Get it? Shot.
Hope you like it.
It's my turn.
Nice hit, dude. I just remembered, Elisa can do this. Forgot. Here you go, Fee. I almost forgot Elisa's main point of even being in the party in the first place was doing that. I should keep on top of things like that. Alright, so you've got this new flame impact thing that's actually kind of small.
Burn to ash.
It does a fair amount,
My turn.
I guess. Damn it.
Target locked.
Fee, are you just gonna miss, like, everything?
My turn.
My strong attackers always miss.
Right.
This heals,
Hang in there.
I think. Does this heal? Yeah, it does. That's not why I use it, but it
My
does
turn.
heal.
Hostiles neutralized. Guess we're safe.
Using Fee's thing to wipe out enemies is probably a good idea because, you know, you get more. If I run into a shitload of enemies, I'll use it. You just get a ton of experience at once. I wonder if the other Cold Steel games are like this too, where it's just kind of never-ending setting changes over and over again. I need to go back. There's a monster chest down there that I would really like to completely annihilate. Doggy.
This one's all right.
What is that? Hellish Tormanitin. Damn it, I thought that would knock it back enough for sure for me to destroy.
I'll handle it.
Damn it.
Leave it to me.
Miss! My turn.
I can do.
There we go.
My turn. My turn.
My turn. Hostiles.
I'm assuming that's a high evasion enemy. Again, those things were in Frostbelt too. They were just weird.
Huh. This is a pretty nice area.
Yes, it is, Reen.
Grandfather used to love coming here to fish, now that I think about it.
Fish. Let's do that now and restore craft points. Because I need to remember that fishing restores craft points for some reason. Couldn't tell you why. Why? That's a catfish? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Dude's a strong boy. Hey. Man.
Wow, this is a big one.
I can tell. Black Bangle. Alright, I'm glad I caught that. Fishing's actually gonna get a little difficult now if it's gonna start rapidly changing like that.
Wow, this is a big one.
I see bass. Is this the meme fish? The Pogger's bass?
Not bad.
That's the meme fish. That's the Pogger's bass. Bass. Pogfish.
Enemy sighted. Take him out.
Enemy spotted. Goodbye.
Here goes.
Like, you don't even have to use Motivate with Rain. Just use it, and it's already fully powered up.
That's that.
Jesus.
But we can't relax yet.
Yeah, we can. Everybody just leveled up. Well, 3 people did. And 2 of them aren't even in my party. Oh well.
Nicely done.
Oh. Grants allies insight status and restores craft points every turn. Excuse me? Like, how long does that last?
An A+ outcome.
All right.
That's like, if that lasts like 4 turns, that's 80 craft points. You serious? Zeus gem. I'm assuming that's for wind arts. Wait, no, I already have the wind bell. What is this? Ragna Vortex. I mean... the fuck is Ragna Vortex? Cancel arts 90% chance delay plus 7. What type of art is this? Oh my god, that's expensive. All. Okay. Well. I think I can afford to... what did I have on him before? It was something I gave strength plus 10. It was... yeah, vanish enemies. I think I can live without cast 1. Sure, yeah. Why not? Alright. That seems actually kind of good. Thanks. Glad I did that chest. I'm gonna use a couple ground bait. Just 1. There's 3 fish. I want some craft points. I need more points, too. Not craft points, fish points. I wanna become a mega fisher. Damn, this button layout.
Wow, this is a big one.
I think this is restoring Fee's craft points. She had 200 in that fight. So I think so. It seems like it is.
Wow, this is a big one.
Plus, this is a nice change of pace. Here, I'll know after I'm done if this is restoring her craft points or not. If it's not, then whatever. Then I have some fish. It's the Pogger's fish.
Caught one.
I'm going to assume the annoying side quest you were referring to was the one that I have to do in town. Because this is the only other optional side quest that I can do. And it, at least right now. And it's just a monster. Well, Fee does have 46 craft points. So it seems like it was restoring them for her. Yeah, because she would have gotten... well, no, I don't know. Here, we'll find out in a while. I'd like to restore her back to full. Elisa will help with that.
Advantage is ours. Let's finish him.
Leave it to
I
me.
wonder if I can stall with Fee, like use non-offensive arts and have that quartz still kick in afterward.
Okay.
It's my turn.
Heavenly Gift. This seems very strong.
Leave it to me. Go.
Okay.
Right.
My turn. Here we go.
I'll handle.
Yeah, that seems very strong.
Guess we'll see.
I can literally just infinitely feed people craft points over and over again and never run out, pretty much. If I wanted to do that. So if I had, like, Laura in the party...
Watch out.
This is, stupid. I'm a fan.
This one's nasty. Leave it to me.
I get that fucking thing off the screen. I hate it, whatever. That thing, I hate it. Can I get Crow, too? I guess I don't need it to get Crow.
My turn.
Get out of here. Stupid fucking penguin.
Here we go.
There we go, impeded.
Right.
My turn. Go.
Like, Fee's almost full again.
My turn.
It's my turn.
No, she is full.
Leave it to...
Jesus.
Here we go.
Okay. Target's eliminated. Let's get going.
Well, let's go rip and tear. There's a monster I need to destroy. I'm just not gonna fight anything else right now. I'm assuming that's the monster. He's a big lad there, Crescent Mirror. Now, hold on a second. That's a time quartz, and it's special. ATS plus 9, magic reflect all for 4 turns. And increases ATS by 25%. I'm gonna give that to him instead of... It's a Mirage Quartz. Damn it! It's a fucking Mirage Quartz. Alright, well... The Vanish isn't all that useful. Actually, yeah, I'm kind of glad I can keep Speed Breaker. That's fine. Yeah, this is a special Crescent Mirror. Gives a little stat boost. Which is fine. I'm a fan. Hopefully this is the big boy, because I just want Fee to completely destroy it.
Be careful, this one looks strong.
Can Fee reach it? Da 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 da. Yep. Bye bye.
Silky dance. That's that.
Ooh, I didn't kill it. Ooh, interesting. Well, Motivate gives craft points.
Let's do this.
Oh, just a little bit.
All right. Arcus activate.
I can do this.
There's a crit there.
Hang in there.
Thanks.
I'm stealing it. With rain. Did it just suck him in? Ew.
Flames, gavel up.
I need to find the hotel back in the town.
Miss! It's my turn.
Oh, thanks. Leave it to me.
Okay.
Fuck it. I just want to, like, mega overkill here. I was hoping to kill them in one turn, but that didn't happen. Laura would have killed them in one turn.
Silky dance.
I need to get that weapon upgrade.
That's that.
Done. But we can't relax yet.
Now, that didn't even do all that much. Although everybody leveled up, or at least most people did. Pantora reached level 4. Good. That's an ATS boost. Shining. He has Shining equipped, doesn't he?
Please, hold your applause.
Success.
Alright, that's good. I don't have to heal them. I did it! Alright, now... You already have Shining on, don't you? Oh, I thought he had Shining on. Well... Good? Ugh. His ATS is almost on par with hers now, so that's good. Is hers still level 3? Oh, it's very close to leveling up. Might as well get into an encounter and kill something with Crow. I think I killed everything on the highway already. Can I go this way? No. Well, I want to get something. Ah, yes. You might work. Oh, you're only going to be like 3 enemies.
Now's your chance.
2 enemies. That's even worse.
My turn.
Target's eliminated. Let's get going.
No, I need to get an encounter with like 7 enemies at once, and Crow can just annihilate them.
That looks like a tough one. Be careful.
The other highway might be a better choice for it.
Watch out. This is a tough one.
Nah, we're good. I'll do this.
Yeah, you're done.
I just realized both of his guns look different. At least I think they do. They did there. Maybe he was just holding them weird. No, they're different. He's just like Kino. 2 separate guns.
See? I don't slack off all the time.
There we go.
I did it!
I was really hoping... Okay, how much did that raise up Elisa's quartz? It's like 1 more encounter and she'll... Yeah. I need to fight something. I want to get that quartz to level 4. Like, right now.
That one looks annoying. Watch.
This one's nasty.
Ooh.
Watch out.
No, fuck off, penguin. Seriously?
All right.
Alright, fine. Have it your way, game.
Arcus.
Right.
Thanks.
Okay.
Go. All right.
I'll handle. It's mine.
Please don't die, Fee.
See?
You got full craft points, and that's good for another encounter. There we go, level 4. And that's an ATS boost. That gives her Cross Crusade. Oh, hell yeah.
I did it.
I did it.
I did.
He did it. They all did it. Good job, everyone. I can get rid of the Cross Crusade quartz on her now and give her something else. I don't know what else to give her. Guess I'll give her the Fortuna quartz. And then something else. I don't know what. I don't have a space bell. Nightmare. Give her something with a speed boost. Oh. Okay, I guess you can have the cast 1 back. Sure. Need to remember that Fee has Holy Breath. Alright, well, she's all good and done. Is there a hotel here? General Goods, store, diner. General Goods might have weapons I can buy. I didn't even think about that. I doubt it, but I can check. Nope. How many revival items do I have? I need a few of those. 2 more. Exchange. Get rid of all this shit. I need to buy weapons. Let me just go through, like, every area. RF Arms. Oh, wait, no, this works. This looks like a weapon store. Here, Strider. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Money's gone. Oh, no. That's not good. So this teleports me to the shops? I guess this area is a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. Oh, there's the hotel. Ooh. Hey, look, it's the gigantic violin again, and a very, very flat-looking piano. If it isn't Lady Elisa. I haven't had the chance to speak with you since the banquet. Our business has been going wonderfully. This hotel's expensive. Although it does fully restore all my craft points, so I can't complain there. That's pretty much what I was gonna do anyway. When I said, let me pay more to just infinitely restore craft points, like, immediately, all the way. Yep. Yep, that's it. So I can't warp to the areas, I have to warp to the shop first and then go outside. Oh, I have no idea where I am. Oh dear. Wait, is this all one giant area? Oh, it's just one singular area. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah. Yes, fuck. There we go. And now, Fee has more strength than Laura did. Perfect. Now, granted, I mean, when we get Laura back, she'll be even stronger, but, you know. This will suffice. Okay, time to look up a guide, because I don't feel like dealing with this quest. What's it called? I don't actually know. No, not that. Not the cooking quest. This is... Oh, this is... Is this one giant page? Thank you! What is this website called again? PSN Profiles. Good shit. This is such an easy format to follow. It's one giant wall of text that I can Control F what I'm looking for. It might not sound intuitive, but it actually is. Can you hear me now? Is the name of the quest. Okay, so Control F. Can you hear me? Okay. And here's the full guide, written very clearly on what to do. The dining bar. The dining bar. Where's dining bar? South upper layer. Okay. Yeah, this whole area is new to me, so... I'm already lost. Wait, no, not this way.
These things sure are convenient.
I know, right? I could see them building some in Heimdall eventually.
They scare the absolute shit out of me, and I don't like them. This dining bar, okay. Thought I might have been talking about the one on the lower area, but no. So inside or outside? Let me go inside and do it. Oh, this kind of bar. Oh, alright. Well, I'm assuming it's an event. Level 1. This area is level 1, huh? Perhaps it's because of the way it's built? The actual bar area is pretty far into the building. Very possibly. I mean, very possible. There's also a radio playing in here, which might interfere with things. Okay, so there's one. Jackass's Repair Shop. Looks like this area only has a signal strength of 1. I wonder if that's due to all the different orbits in here. They must be giving off all their own waves. Probably. Okay. Rower Cathedral. That's not on here. I gotta find it myself. Oh, there it is. Ah, yes, business. The only reason for existence, profit. No antenna in here. Alright, so the cathedral's weak. Institute of Technology, West Upper Layer. Really? I don't like the way you can warp around this area. It's a little inconvenient. I need to go inside the Institute as it is. There's someone I needed to talk to. Was it these guys over here? I'm just going fast while I do side quests.
This way leads to Marquis Rogner's mansion.
So that's where Jellica's stubborn old man lives, huh? Better stay away.
Could you spare us a moment? We're the students. You asked us to exterminate a monster for you. We'd heard you'd be handling that monster. I'm skeptical that a handful of kids would be up to the task. I already did it, asshole. No skin off my nose. You could probably handle it. Not as well as we could, but give it your best shot. Of course. Did they just rubber stamp the enlistment form of every egotistical ass who wants to join up with the French provincial army? It seems that way, but, well, maybe you're onto something there. Makes it easy to know what they're thinking, though. Just don't let it get to you. As soon as you've exterminated the monster, report directly back to us. If you're still somehow having trouble wrapping your brain around what to do, I suppose I could answer some questions. Asshole. Well done. That's some busy work off our plate. Here's your reward. It's actually not that bad. It's like 7,000 Mira. What's with Tits 2 and throwing surprise ambushes on you? I don't know. That game's weird. Tits 2 is definitely not my favorite in the series. That goes to Azure, but that's always going to go to Azure. But it's still one of my favorites, despite all of its problems. Again, if I just hadn't done the stupid side quests, I would have enjoyed that game much more than I already had. Do I really need to go inside? I guess. Hopefully it doesn't, throw me into some weird, unskippable cutscene. This game does like to do that. What? No, this series does. This is Rower Institute of Technology. We had a request from someone here. It's a famous university and research institute. Lots of the country's brightest technicians studied here. A lot of them get scoped by the Reinford Company after graduation. They've offered George some pretty sweet deals to encourage him to apply after he graduates. Jellica's orbital bike was originally being constructed here too. I think George has mentioned that before. Sounds like they got all kinds of cool stuff in development here. What are we waiting for? Let's go in. I did the penguin boss fight in Limestone Tunnel. Oh. Oh, yay. By the way, that's not the penguin I was talking about. There's another one. It's optional, but it gives you a very good item. I don't remember when you have to fight it, though. It's closer to the end of the game, though, but it is, I'm never gonna get those noises out of my head. I don't really want to talk to him yet. How do I go upstairs? You have to prepare the quest first, okay. Hey, look, the guide actually tells me what to do. Good. Judging by those uniforms, you're all students, aren't you? They look kind of familiar. We're students from Thor's. Are you Rato, who sent in the request? You're the students from Thor's. Of course, of course. No wonder your uniform looks so familiar. That's the academy George goes to. To be honest, I'm a bit uneasy about leaving this to you, but you look pretty strong, so hopefully it'll work out. Figures George would have connections here. Still, gonna go out on a limb and guess that, if you're worrying about how well we'd clean up in a fight, must be a dangerous job. Let me explain what I'd like you to do. You've heard of Professor Schmidt, right? Yes? Professor G. Schmidt, I believe. He's one of the leading disciples of Professor Epstein, the father of the Orbital Revolution. He's a really famous scholar in his own right. He followed in Epstein's footsteps, and his work helped prioritize orbit. He's generally spoken of as something of a living legend. Professor Epstein had two other famous students, Professor Russell and Professor Hamilton. Russell! Their names tend to crop up together quite often in orbital science. I doubt there's a researcher out there who isn't familiar with those three and their work. Besides that, though, if I'm remembering right, Professor Schmidt also serves as the president of the Rower Institute of Technology. You don't say. I wasn't aware of what he was doing these days. He's continuing his research here in the Institute. He can be pretty difficult to deal with at the best of times, though, so he doesn't really do public appearances these days. Gotta say, you seem pretty well informed. Is he an acquaintance of yours, Elisa? Not as such, but he's apparently an old friend of my grandfather's. It's because of the orbital technology that the professor brought back to the Empire that Reinford Company grew so large. At least that's what I've been told. So that's how the Empire's largest company hit the big time. So you're Chairman Irunia's daughter, huh? Tech must run in the Reinford blood. You might not know, but the professor has been involved with the development of the Arcus units and the orbital staves, too. I did have a feeling that might be the case. The tech used in the... God, what is with the music in here? with the Arcus unit seems more advanced than anything I've seen in standard issue battle ornament made by the Foundation. The only person that could make something like that would be this professor, then. Sounds more like a wizard by the minute. The reason I started with this little history lesson is because this request comes from himself, the Professor Schmidt. I work as one of his assistants, so I put in the request on his behalf. I feel like I'm talking your ear off. No, don't worry about that. Literally every character in this game does that. So let's move on. Every single one. Every single one. I want you to enter the Sanshin Iron Mine section and bring me back a small quantity of a minor metal called Linium. Is that a capital I or an L? I can never fucking... I guess it's a L. What's a minor metal? It's a category of rare metals often used in technological development. I've never heard of Linium. I'm not surprised. It's not especially well known, even for a minor metal. It's got some exciting potential applications in a new airship engine that's currently in development. That'd be quite the mechanical coup. Kinda makes me think of the Courageous. It's actually related to that, as chance would have it. In addition to the Reinford Company, both the Foundation and the ZCF were involved in the development of the Courageous. Our university's participating too, which has gained us access to all sorts of new technology as a result. Right now, we're working day and night to see if we can push what's possible with an airship engine. Why us? Yes, that is the question. Extremely small quantities of Linium have been extracted from one of the mine's tunnels. For a few years now, dangerous monsters started taking up residence right inside that very tunnel. I don't like where this is going. At the end, I had it sealed off before we could obtain a large enough sample to run tests on. There wouldn't happen to be a giant crab monster down there called Hydra, would there? Because I'm gonna fucking smash my monitor if there is. That story does sound familiar now that I think about it. If the ore doesn't have any proven applications, it won't be easy to get permission to access that tunnel. That's where we stand at present. If the professor were to petition the army, there's a possibility that they'd go and secure the necessary sample. There's another reason I don't fucking like second chapter. Well, one of the things I don't like about second chapter. It did feel really good beating it up in Crossbell, but it took me a while to get to it. Like I said earlier, he's not the easiest man to deal with. He doesn't want anyone for assistance, not even the army. Sounds like a real pain in the ass. Are we still talking about this? Just give me the quest. I can't say I'm concerned about these purported monsters in the mine. If we can make a contribution to the advancement of science, we might even see Linium pop up in textbooks someday. Yeah, give me the quest. I do know the mine chief, so if we explain why we head into that tunnel, I'm sure he'll let us in. That'd be a huge help. It's an older tunnel. I doubt it's been retrofitted in the most modern safety standards. Make sure you're really careful when you go in there. I have full craft points on everyone, I'm fine. To get to the mine, we need to leave town through the eastern exit on the lower level. Let's get going. Jesus Christ, they just never shut up! I need to go to the 3rd floor of this institute. How do I access? What? Rower Institute of Technology on the west upper layer. Oh, it means that the Technology Institute is on the west upper layer, not go to the upper layer of the institute. Oh, okay. That's my fault. That was me not reading. There's a pretty bad signal here. Maybe it's because the researchers use orbital waves in their experiments. It's hard to say for sure. Alright, well that's that taken care of. Alright, I can finish this quest now. I've already initiated the next one, so that's good. I need to go to a place called question mark on the map. Over there? What is this? Is this what it is?
Looks like a dead end.
This was some kind of maintenance room, I think.
Welcome to the Geofront! You're gonna love it here. Level 1. That's weird. You wouldn't figure a weak signal would be a problem outdoors. I guess something must be obstructing the orbital waves anyway. I can't imagine we'll find any more. I wonder what could be in this room. Where do I need to go again? I don't remember. Right, the RF store. Over this way. Wait, no, not you. Who am I talking to? Ah, right, this guy. I forgot. I did it! Finished your investigation? We did. We'd like to give you a report. All in all, you found 5 different areas with a signal strength of 1. Looks like they all have low signals for different reasons, too. This data will be invaluable in furthering our research. You've done excellent work. All we did was walk around town. We're glad to have been of service. I couldn't help wondering when we did our little jaunt. If we're in an area with a signal strength of 1, does that flat out mean we won't be able to make a call on our Arcus? You should still be fine. What's the problem, then? This has to do with the rollout of the orbital net, doesn't it? Got it in 1. I should have guessed you'd figured it out. For the less technically inclined, what does that mean? I can't pretend to be an expert on it, but what we've done today has taught you that orbital waves can be unstable by virtue of being wireless, right? The amount of data you can transfer wirelessly is less than you can transfer through a wired connection. As long as you're transferring voice data through orbital waves, low signal strength isn't a problem. But if you're transferring more complex data, like text or picture files on the orbital computers at the Academy, the low-strength signal would pose a problem. You're trying to increase the amount of information you can transfer wirelessly. For that orbital net thing, or whatever you called it. The orbital net only just started to gain traction here. But the Epstein Foundation in particular is making a lot of progress with their research in the field. There's even a project underway to connect Lemon State and Crossbell State with a wireless network. We can't exactly sit on our hands here. And that's where this data you've gathered comes in. We'll put it to good use. Yes, yes. I've kept you for long enough. Yes, you have. Give me the reward. Thank you. What's that? What is that? It's not a Master Quartz, no. What is that? Summons a megalith high above and then drops it. What's a megalith? I don't know what what's a megalith? Here, you can have it. I don't know what this does, but you can fucking have it. Ancient glyph. That's expensive. I'm giving her all the strong magic right now. And she's not even my main caster. Alright, well... some sort of stone formation. Like Mega Monolith? Huh, I guess. What am I doing? Go to the mine shaft? How do I get to the mine shaft? I guess here? Saxon. Yeah, that's the name of it. Okay. Does this mean I gotta walk like a normal person? Ooh, I actually kind of like this setting. We haven't had, like, a mountain setting, which is kind of... well, I guess we kind of have, but nothing like this. It's weird, though, because every other Trails game has had at least something akin to that. Even Crossbell had the, hilly areas toward the, mining town. This mountain path looks kind of dangerous. At least it's maintained. Nobody said anything about having to climb a mountain today. I'm already feeling bushed. There's a freight line that goes right to the mine, right? Why can't we just use that? Oh, come on. We're students, not train-hopping vagabonds. Just think of this as another part of our training. Lighten up a little. Looks like there's some wildlife on the path that might prove dangerous. Let's be careful. I swear to God, if I have to fight a fucking crab, don't want to... keep that goddamn crab away from me. I can't imagine it would be as hard as it was in second chapter, but I don't even like thinking about it.
All right, if you want to fight that badly.
Ooh. Cryon bit. Oh, hey, look what makes a return. Kill them. Kill him. Kill him now.
Target's eliminated. Let's get going.
So here's this giant enemy crab. Okay, let's actually get a back attack this time, maybe. There we go.
Advantage is ours. Let's finish.
My turn. Go.
I can do this.
I feel like for enemy teams this small, it's better to
Thanks.
My turn.
use this.
My turn.
Because Feet kills one of them in one hit.
Let's keep moving.
Oh, Tauros leveled up. I forgot I had that. I should swap that out with something better to, yeah. Yeah, I'm never gonna use Tauros. I need to be leveling up other things. I'll Thrash. I'll throw Criminal on him and Cannon. I'll leave Cannon on just because it's a high ATS boost, and I would like for it to be maxed out. What's going on over here? How big is this mountain path?
Spotted.
Here we
Beginning
go.
combat.
Okay.
Reen gets like 78 craft points the second he kills those 3 enemies. Because of his Master Quartz, I'm assuming. Which is really nice. Oh, it's not that big. There's just this weird offshoot.
That looks like a tough one. Watch out.
Why is there a giant bird in here?
This one's nasty. Watch out. Leave it to me. Go.
My turn.
Yo, if I just like do that.
I'll handle it.
Too slow. It's my...
Leave it. Handsome and strong. I'm the total package.
Get that shit out of my way.
Wow, you can see all of Ruhr spread out from here.
You can, though the view isn't as nice as it'd be from the front. Ah, it's a treasure chest!
Wow, good job seeing that, Elisa. It's not like I was standing in front of it for a solid 30 seconds while you two had your fun little conversation and wouldn't let me open the goddamn treasure chest. Reen, we have to go back. There was a treasure chest there. We already opened it. Reen! 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 Hold still, hold still.
Come on. All right.
I can do...
Dancing
My
Owl.
turn.
Goodbye, Dancing Owl. She does so much damage in a single hit.
I can do...
I'll handle it. Target's eliminated. Let's get going.
Those craft points maxed.
Ah, it's a treasure chest!
What? I keep getting all these new quartz. What is this? Petrify, that's... Okay, that's technically new, but that doesn't mean it's good. Annihilates with a beam of magical energy. I keep thinking time is a mirage. I keep thinking mirage is time and vice versa. It's a beam? That makes me think that it's a line attack. Well, no, attack all. Phantom Phobia. What is this? 420. Holy shit. That's half. No, that's. Okay, that's. I was gonna say that's all of Crow's EP. No, if I put that on Fee, that would be more EP than she even. Okay, almost more EP than she even has. Pick it up. Like, this is the problem with the hyper strong spells, is that you can only use them twice before you're just... Well, no, Crow's only going to be able to use that once before it's just gone. I was going to say, how do I get over here?
Now's our chance!
Leave it to me. My turn.
I can do this.
Okay.
My turn.
I'll handle it. Target's eliminated.
I should probably spend the next fight giving some craft points to the Lisa. I'm trying to, like, balance it out well.
Advantage is ours.
My turn.
I can do this.
Just do one of these.
Thanks.
My turn.
Leave it. That's that.
Let's get that ready for any problematic wild encounters I may encounter. Oh, this might be the longest path in the game so far.
A train track.
That's the freight line that runs into the mine.
Come here, friend spider.
Advantage is ours. Let's
I'm
go.
hesitant to call it a spider because of its interesting shape.
Okay.
I can.
Leave it.
Okay. Done.
Yeah, more of that.
Was that a
Thanks.
crit? That did a lot of damage. I killed it in one hit.
I spied treasure.
Black Bell. Really? I wish... I feel like they're not as useful in this game. Just because... Okay, this is a bad mentality to have. Because they're not broken to shit like they were in the last game, it feels like they're broken. Or not useful. The opposite of broken. Not broke. They're useless. They're probably not, though. They're probably really good, but... I don't feel any desire to use them if I can't just annihilate everything with them immediately.
Leave it to me.
Gonna say, Fee's gonna get a turn. Did that really miss one of them?
Okay.
Oh my god.
My turn.
I can do.
Kill it.
Okay.
Thank you.
But we can't relax yet.
I did it!
Success.
You gotta stop missing, Fee. Oh, Bullet Cyclone. There we go. Does she finally have a good multi-hit attack? I think she does.
I'm gonna need a rest before we even get there.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this path to be so steep.
We are literally climbing a mountain, so...
Man, you city slickers need to toughen up. Left, right, left, right.
Wasn't Crow the one complaining earlier?
Now's our chance.
My turn.
My turn.
Right.
Okay.
Miss!
All right. See? I don't slack off all the time.
Just most of the time. Kind of want to test out this new craft on something.
Nice looking treasure chest.
I'm hoping there's like 5 enemies here or something. 4 is... I can work with that.
Go.
Right.
My turn.
Okay, so how does this work? Bullet Cyclone. No, not that. Ah, it's fucking fixed. It's always fucking fixed. Damn it. Whatever, fine. This will kill both of these.
1, 2.
My turn.
Still not as good as Laura, but it's there.
It's my.
Damn it, I was really hoping that would not be fixed. Speed Breaker again? That's a specialized Speed Breaker. What is that? Strength plus 10 versus... It's the exact same thing. Okay, well. Exact same thing. Oh well. I mean, having more of those is fine. Can't stack them, but you know. That appears to be the way I need to go. What is over here? It's seeming like this is a dead end for whatever reason.
All right.
Right.
My turn.
Go. Leave it.
I can do.
My turn. Target's away.
Man, I wish you had a better multi-hit. Her line attack might be good if I, like, orient her well. Also, I just realized I still keep forgetting to link people. Alright, so you two go over here. Alright, fine. Sure, I'll work with that. Whatever. Always forget about the link mechanic. I really shouldn't, because it gives more craft points. Like, the game keeps changing my fucking party members so often. It can be done well. I.e., Mother 3.
That looks like a tough.
This might sound weird. I think Sky did better with the absurd amount of party members than this series has so far, because okay, here's the thing. Sky's a very slow burn.
It's safe for now.
You meet the characters over a very... Oh, hey. Oh, look at that. Good thing I linked them. You meet them over a very long period of time, and you actually get to know them, whereas, again, I've stated this ad nauseum at this point. This game just thrusts them all to you at once. Get used to it. It's a little... I don't like it. Hold still. Hold still. Hold still. Thank you.
Now's our chance.
All right. Here we go.
I can do this.
My turn.
My
I was
turn.
gonna say, she should one-shot that.
Right. Now.
Gotcha.
There we go.
All right. Handsome.
Man, these boxes never give me anything.
This is a pretty nice view.
Oh, actually, I didn't even know about this place.
It's pretty horrifying if you look down. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to fall down there. That fear of heights kicks in. Oh boy, no thank you. Could you consider it a fear if I'm not really, like, scared of it? I'm more just, like, intensely uncomfortable. I guess that's fear. I don't know. That is fear.
Advantage is ours.
My
Let's
turn.
finish him.
Go.
I can do this.
I'm gonna do this real quick, because that...
Right.
There's a chest over there. Oh, that was the wrong one.
My turn. Go get him.
I've got you.
Here we go. That's that.
Well, shit. Now I gotta... Oh, whatever.
Now that's what I call a chest.
I'll have Crow do it, maybe. Depends on what I'm fighting.
Come at me. My turn.
Crow and Fee have the same range, don't they? Yeah, I think so. Oh, this will hit everything. Good.
Yeah. My turn.
It's my... Okay.
Works for me.
House neutralized. Guess we're safe.
We leveled up. That's good. Level 57.
A+ outcome.
Brahma Gem. That's a Mirage Quartz, right? Yeah. ATS plus 80? Well, why do you have to have 2 Firelock slots? Why do you have to have 2 Firelock slots? Damn it! I get. Alright. ATS plus. Oh, that gives her that spell, too. The super fucking expensive one that I put on Crow. Yeah. Her ATS is. That's. I'm gonna give that to Emma. Oh my god, that's gonna be strong. Oh my god, 420 EP to cast that. It's so expensive. ATS plus 80. 80 TS. ADTS. Whoa. Unbelievable. What are we here? What's with the grid layout on the ground? Yep, it looks like a mine. Surprised, I take it. Welcome to the Sakshan Iron Mine, birthplace of the steel that built the Empire. It's huge. I had no idea something this large was sitting right on the other side of the mountain path. I gotta fix my fucking headphones again. These things are comfortable, but damn, they leave something to be desired when it comes to holding my stupid hair back. Even from where we're standing now, the structures look like they're tens of arge tall. And those cranes and ducts are so massive, it's like they're meant for giants. I guess this must be where that freight line we passed way here goes to. It's a lot bigger than I was expecting. Is this mine managed by the Marquis too? The mine itself is actually owned by House Honor, which means that it's officially under the control of the Imperial family. They decide how much iron is mined, then the ore is processed by Reinford's Ironworks and shipped all over the Empire. Excuse me. It's a smart move, in the sense that it prevents a cadre of nobles from holding a monopoly over the iron mine here. It sounds like this place has a history of complicated politics all on its own. How about it? Should we head down and see if we can go inside? We'll need to tell the mine chief about the researcher's request. There's a fucking crowd down there, I swear to God. You should be able to see the entrance from here. This game hasn't copied too many enemy designs from prior games, so hopefully, it's not that big of a deal. It looks awfully familiar. If I had to guess, it looks like one of the RMP's vehicles we saw in the capital. What the heck are the railway military police doing all the way out here? Doesn't look like your standard patrol, at least. Only one way to find out for sure is to head inside. Alright. Is there a monster here? Oh no, it's a person. You a tourist or something? You only need to get permission if you want to enter the mine. Can't let you do it without it. Here's the backbone of the Empire, after all. Can't just have anyone wandering in from the streets. I mean, yeah, you probably don't want, like, civilians going inside a mine. It seems kind of dangerous. This is like an actual mine and not like a strip mine. Good. I don't really understand why strip mining is actually so bad for the environment, other than the fact that I know it kind of, like, rips away the surface of the planet to an extent, but, like, what... Is it, like, something about the waste? All I know is that it is not good. Thank you for your cooperation. If you'll excuse us, take care on your way out. Looks like the railway military police really are here. Why would they come out to a mine? Who are you kids and what are you doing here? It's great to see you again, Rudolph. If it isn't little Elisa. It's been ages since I last saw you around here. What brings you... Looks like you brought some friends this time. Actually, we're... Class 7. The Special Support Section. So you're the group that came from the military academy. I heard you had scheduled to come, but I guess the date slipped my mind. So I had to drop in unannounced. The doors of Sakshan are always open for little Elisa. Though I suppose you're not so little anymore. Any more separate words? You've really grown up since I last saw you. Is that young fellow with the black hair your sweetheart? Of course not. Yeah, what she said. Reen, is there something you've been keeping from us? I admit I wasn't expecting you to know the foreman. Grandpa brought me here when I was... quite a few times when I was young. And the chief was always really nice. You've got some friends in high places. Gwyn was always good to us miners. For the chairman of such a huge company, he was always so easy to get along with. I could talk with him like a friend. I know what you mean. Come to think of it. You all go to Thor's, so you must know Angelica Rogner, right? How's she doing? You know Jellica too? That I do. She used to work here as a part-timer. Say what? A daughter of one of the 4 great houses working in a mine? She's Marquise Rogner's daughter. Can't say I know much about her family situation. She never mentioned it back when she started here. She picked up the work in no time. Put in a harder day's work than most of our regular miners, too. You don't see too many gals out there like her. I can hardly believe it, and yet somehow I can. It sounds just like her. There's nothing normal about Angelica. Every time I got my eyes on a girl, she'll swoop in and have them over heels for her before I get the chance. She sounds less like a noble by the minute. It takes all sorts, doesn't it? Gotta say, I kinda miss those days, though. Reinford's current chairman. She's a sharp lady and quite a looker, too, but she's none too friendly. Never shows her face around here, and considering how much of a workaholic she is, I don't imagine she ever will. Beg your pardon, didn't mean to speak badly of your mother, Elisa. Hope you can forgive me. It's alright, really. I might be your daughter, but I probably know less about her these days than the company board. By the way, what were the railway military police doing here? Those guys? They've been dropping by quite a bit lately, asking some questions about our operations. Today they were badgering me for all sorts of statistics about how much ore we've been mining. It seems like an odd question, even for the RMP. Why would they have a need for information like that? I don't know, but it sounds more than a little fishy. I'm not even sure what it was they were trying to figure out. I'm guessing that's not the reason you all trekked the way out here. There's something we were hoping you could help us with. That's your business, is it? I do recall a medal like that being found in the old tunnels. We sealed that shaft off quite a while because a dangerous monster decided to make that place its haunt. I'm gonna need this. Oh no. It wouldn't happen to have some weird kind of undulating mouth teeth, would it? It like rotates like a wheel. Sounds like you already know that. Well, I guess not. It's weird. I don't know. Its animation was really fucking weird. That's the plan. We wouldn't normally ask to do this, but it's part of our field study. Monsters in our field studies are one of our specialties. Alright then. You all look like you can handle yourselves in a tussle, I'll admit. I suppose you'll be able to hold your own against whatever's in there. Oh no. This'll open the door to the mine shaft. Don't mention it. If you keep on this way and head east at the junction, you'll see the entrance to the sealed mine shaft. It bears repeating, be careful in there. No one's been inside for years now. Let's mosey. I am not looking forward to this. Don't worry, we have Fee. And not Laura. Oh no, I'm not looking forward to this. Do I have 1,800? I have 1,500 Sepith Mass. Wow. Alright, let's just get in there. Anyway, here's this giant enemy crab. A pretty modern door for something that was sealed off a long time ago. These tunnels really are gloomy. We are in an abandoned mine shaft. What were you expecting? Confetti and parades? We need to stay on guard for the monster, too. It was obviously dangerous enough to seal off the entire tunnel. Caution is our first priority here. Let's see if we can find some of this linium. Ilium? Linium. It's got that sewer theme playing, except it's not a sewer, but it still fits. So I'm okay with it. Ah, yes. Fat bats. I am a fan.
I spy treasure.
What? Where? Oh shit, good eye, Fee. That might be the first time I've ever snuck up on an enemy in this game. Snuck? Without it actually seeing me at all.
I can do.
My turn. Another chance. My turn.
Broken.
My turn. I can do.
Go. My handsome and strong. I'm the total package.
Get that level up. That was a lot of experience for
Nicely done.
one of those fights.
I did it!
I do need to give...
What a nice-looking treasure chest.
Yes, it is, Machias. Purgatorial Flame. What? Purgatorial Flame? What the hell is that? Summons the flames of Gehenna to burn enemies to ash. Area small, I'm good. You know, I do need to this does bear repeating. I need to give this series as a whole... God, it's loud. A lot of praise, because it really isn't grind heavy. It can't, like, second chapter could be at the end if you, had Death Scream, but that was, like, the only example I could think of out of this entire series where grinding was really even possible, not just, necessary. It was never necessary.
Advantage is ours. All right.
Again, second chapter was a pain in the ass because I made it a pain in the ass.
Here we go.
That is my fault.
All right.
Hostiles neutralized.
Gonna say, is everybody gonna miss?
We're safe.
Sky is very good about, the game is very forward in that, you can't just grind to fix your problem. You have to think. You have to figure out how the mechanics work. It is a little obtuse when you first get into it, but streaming it has helped me there. I haven't seen anything that fits the description we were given. They said it'd only be found in small amounts, back before this tunnel was sealed. Shall we keep looking? We should probably make a more thorough sweep of the area. But first I need to... What the hell is that? What's that? That must be the monster we were warned about. Well, it's not a crab, at least. It decided to come out and greet us after all, huh? Ready or not, we're in for a fight.
This one's dangerous. Stay on your toes.
Is it?
My turn.
Is it now?
Here we go. Silky dance.
Have I seen Elisa's S-Craft yet? I don't think so. I might have seen it once. I don't really remember. Bye-bye.
All right.
It's my turn.
I feel like that was supposed to be at least somewhat of a challenge, but, fee.
It's my turn.
My turn.
Nice stun, or delay.
You picked the wrong guy to mess with.
Triple kill. 1.6 on this fight? Yeah, that's gonna be real good. Oh, shit. Oh, it actually leveled up. Flare Bomb, 60% chance. Nice.
Yeah, more of that.
Done.
Getting the Master Quartz leveled up. Alright, is there anything else I want to focus on? I'll check. Glad that's over. Oh. Oh, look at that. That was easy. That was way easier than I thought it was going to be. Is it me, or does this look exactly like a nice chunk of Linium? A monster had eaten it? That was a bit rougher of a ride than I was prepared for. Still, that's a mission accomplished, I guess. Let's get this back to the Institute. Let's say goodbye to the Chief on our way out. Well, I killed a giant mushroom for them, so that's good. Was that really the end? I thought it was going to be this way. Yeah, get that double in there.
All right. My turn. Another chance.
Okay. Got it. It's over.
Man, they're getting a lot of links. Like, things.
That one all right.
See? We make a great team.
Not bad. What's over here? Hold still. Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna give me a lot of experience if I do that.
Handsome and strong.
Yeah, there we go. It was worth it.
An A+ outcome.
Oh? It goes deeper, huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm gonna have to come back here tomorrow? Ugh. I'm not sure what's behind these doors, honestly. This tunnel seems to have been excavated pretty recently. I doubt there's anything we need to worry about. What? But it was sealed off for a long time, wasn't it? AKA the old mine shaft? I don't know. I thought I broke these. Maybe they respawned? I don't know. That must have just been ones I missed. I must have just missed them. It is pretty dark in here. I'm just blind. Well, I did it. So, that was cool. Thank you, Fee, for being overpowered, as per usual. Well, not just Fee, the Domination Quartz, and... Fee's pretty strong, too. I wonder if she gets an upgraded S-Craft at any point. What do those guys from the RMP want with us? They better not be trying to tell us how to do our jobs. Don't pay it any mind. You just get those documents sorted out. If there's even one mistake, we'd be shaming ourselves in His Majesty's sight. You got a point. It looks like you were able to get your medal out safely. Should have guessed that Gwen's granddaughter and her friends would be up to the task. It was no walk in the park, went with having to fight off that monster. I mean, Fee one-shot it, but you know. You did good work nonetheless. Alright, well, I guess I'm just gonna walk back now. All that climbing on the mountain. Captain Kirk is climbing the mountain, and... This is like... All that just for Fee to shove a knife into a mushroom's... stem? What is it? The stalk? It's a fungus. It works differently. I don't know. The fungus, Luigi.
That looks like a tough one. Be careful.
I'm not gonna fight it. I don't really need to. I think I'm good. I feel like I actually don't have to fight anything for the rest of this goddamn chapter. I mean, I'll fight them if they get in my way. Just out of habit, I guess. But, like, on the way back here, I feel like I can just run back and be fine. I think I'm good. Yeah, that movie's a guilty pleasure of mine. It's a guilty pleasure for a lot of people, their Mario Brothers movie. Not saying it's a good movie, but I enjoy watching it. Although it has been a long time since I've seen it. It's like Revenge of the Sith. I don't think that's a good movie either, but I do enjoy watching it. Well, that was easy. The diner. Oh, wait, no, that's above the diner. Yeah... Wrong one. I was trying to be funny, it didn't work. Pick the fucking highway. I wish I could just warp to the upper and lower levels. Like, just put upper level, lower level as an option to go to, and then I can actually not have to climb upstairs. I did it. Here you go. So is that it? Like, is that everything? Did you manage to find any lilium? Linium. Lilium. This is exactly what I was hoping to get my hands on. This should be plenty to serve as a research sample. I'm happy to hear that. Of course, you actually went in there and cleared the monsters out of there. If you went in there and cleared out the monsters, I'm sure you could get plenty more. That's something we can consider after we've proved that this is a viable material. That's all part of the research. And that's Professor Schmidt we're talking about, so I'm sure he'll deliver some kind of interesting result. It was an honor to be able to aid the professor's research. It was a pretty rough job, though. I'm grateful for your help. Okay. Back to work. Good luck with your field study. Glad we could help out. Well, that should be everything, yeah? Now what? Now what? Yeah, that was everything. I don't know. Go brag to Elisa's mother? Or have a scripted sequence. That works too. Looks like the sun's starting to set already. That took longer than I expected. I'm not surprised. That was a hard day's work even by our standards. At least we were able to finish all of the requests, and that's what really matters. Why did the text box just, like, explode there for a second? We're like, Boo! And let's head back home and wait for my mother. Someone seems awfully cheerful. What's wrong? There's something going on over there. Seems like something out of the ordinary. It sounds like it's coming from the plaza. Let's go take a closer look. Hmm? Is that not weed down? No, it does not. Okay. Where... Oh, that works. Isn't that... What are the Provincial Army and the Railway Military Police doing here? I have a bad feeling about this. This doesn't look good. I don't know what's happening, but these guys look like they mean business. Let's go down to the lower floor and get a closer look. Where's the, over there? The escalator? They cordoned it off? What are they thinking? Looks like we'll have to find another way down. Oh, this is why they don't let you warp. There's a story sequence relating to it. Now I understand. We can't get down this way? What? But there's a thing that goes... Alright, I guess I need to go over here? Oh, I mean the thing I tried to go to begin with. Oh yeah, no. I didn't even know there was an elevator here, to be honest with you. This is bad. Preserving order in Roer is the duty of the Nortia Provincial Army, our duty. We've had quite enough of outsiders like yourselves swaggering into town as though you own the place. If I may, we're currently here on a mission for which we have full authority. Besides, the expansion of the railways has increased the flow of money, information, and people across the country. These days, it takes a modern organization to maintain order in an interconnected world. That organization is the RMP. So why don't you take your sashes and your pointy helmets and keep out of our way? I thought he was gonna say get the hell out of here. Sir, I can't let insolence like this tarnish our good name. Let's not be too hasty here. They may answer to the Chancellor, but with only this many of them, they're nothing more than a mob in uniforms. What the hell? Armored cars? That's a tank. That's a road tank. Are you insane? You can't just roll military vehicles into the middle of a city. On the contrary, arms exist as tools to defend one's territory, one's country. Had we been the ones fighting the terrorists, I assure you, we would have not been outsmarted. Hey, citizens of Roer, you have nothing to fear. In these dangerous times, with terrorists running rampant, the Nortia Provincial Army is here to defend you from harm. And defend you we shall. These glorified beat cops are out of their depth. They know nothing of this community. I'd suggest you don't place too much trust in them. What a blowhard. It's like he's spoiling for a fight. He's really selling it to the populace. They can't just drive armored cars right onto the city streets. What do we do? They're both officially recognized military organizations. I don't think there's much we can do. But if for some reason things turn ugly, let's do everything we can to get all of the nearby residents to safety. Guess that's as much help as we can offer.
You're quite correct, of course.
Hmm?
Both the Provincial Army and the Railway Military Police have their own roles to fill, each important to the Empire.
Why is she here? Isn't that... Yeah, why is she here? Captain Claire. I didn't know you'd arrived. I'll take things from here. So that's her, huh? The infamous Icy Maiden. Good day to you, officer. I believe the Imperial government notified you 2 days ago that we'd be conducting patrols and investigations in the area. Has that really caused such inconvenience that you felt compelled to bring an armored car within city limits? And frankly, I can't bring myself to agree with your assertion that we're out of our depth here. My sinuses feel weird right now. The railway is a network that crosses the entire Empire, allowing us to dispatch forces anywhere at a moment's notice. We can also gather divisions scattered across the country in one place in a matter of hours. In fact, we pride ourselves on it. It's our distinguishing feature as a division of the armed forces. I do keep seeing them pop up in the Imperial Chronicle. Looks like Claire showed up at the perfect time. As quick-witted as ever, too. Now there's a classy lady for you. Ugh. We have no quarrel with you, and no reason to argue. We have enough on our plate with the terrorists, as it is. But we've got a job to do, and so do you. Ultimately, our commitment is to the people of this nation. I'm sure you feel the same, no?
A query for you, then. How would you respond if a crisis were to occur in multiple places at the same time?
Huh? What is he doing here? Huh? Oh hey, Eustace's brother really gets around. And always turns up where we least expect him. Lord Rufus, we didn't know you were in Roer. Are you leaving already? Indeed I am. His lordship asked me to extend my stay, but I'm afraid I have business to attend to elsewhere. I'll be heading out in short order. What's going on here? Is he here to recruit? So that's Duke Alberea's eldest son. As the noble faction's biggest up-and-comer, he sure dresses the part.
Ah, Captain Claire Revelt, I presume? It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I've heard much about you.
It's an honor, Lord Alberea.
Please, no need for formalities between us. Rufus is fine. Still, you seem puzzled as to what I'm doing in Ruhr. Or to be more specific, how I got here. Do I assume correctly? The country's railways are completely under your control. Had I taken a train, you would have known it. And yet, there are no signs I passed through Ruhr Airport either. The truth is more mundane than fantastic. I arrived aboard the Alberea family's private airship, which currently sits just off a highway on the outskirts of the city, awaiting my return. Blind spots are an unavoidable reality. We all have them. As on the ball as you are, you do well not to overestimate your own superiority. After all, the hardest falls are the ones we don't see coming.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind.
Now, isn't it time both sides and remove those
What?
unsightly vehicles from the streets at once?
I didn't hit a button. What the? What? It's...
A provincial army must conduct itself with valor and grace at all times. Would you not agree?
Controller, are you okay? It advanced the dialogue on its own. I didn't press anything. Withdraw. Fuck. Armored Crow, stand down. Armored Crow, man, I can talk real goods today's. This game didn't have so much goddamn dialogue. That Fortune finds us face to face once again. Thank you for defusing the situation the other day. You needn't be so formal. I was just in town to speak with the Marquis on my father's behalf. I imagine you two must have had a lot to talk about. Indeed we did. And the Marquis never makes it an easy time. I took advantage of all the excitement surrounding the Courageous Maiden's voyage to take my little trip unnoticed. Given the current climate, it's impossible to predict what may happen, both here and in Ortis. You have 3 days left of your field study remaining. I'd suggest you focus on your assigned tasks and stay out of trouble. I'm looking forward to seeing what Class 7 has to show at the Academy's festival, after all. You meet Eustace and you think you've seen the nobility's golden boy, then you meet Rufus. I'm actually kind of impressed. I almost loathe to admit it, but over time I have gotten the impression that he's a good man, for a noble, anyway. He's a sharp guy, I can see why he has much sway in the noble faction as he does. It looks like the sun's about to set, why don't we call it a day? Sorry. Ugh, random urge to stretch. My mother might know more about what's going on with the provincial army and the RMP. I can get behind that. Nothing happens in Roer without Marquis Rogner's say-so, so we need to figure out what he's up to. I'm also rather curious as to what brought the railway military police out here. Or the army who seems to be driving tanks into cities to win arguments now. There's gotta be something behind the scenes that we don't know about. That's gonna make for some interesting dinner conversation, huh? We'll find out soon enough. Come on, I'll show you to my home. I guess you've already been there. It's just part of the Reinford building. Wait a minute. You live? She said it was her house. This isn't new information. In the penthouse suite on the floor 24 and 25, yes. That's my family's house, more or less. Yes, she said this earlier. Why are they surprised? This keeps fucking happening. Like, they'll say something and then, like, an hour later, they'll be like, wait, what?
Man, I can't believe your family has the top 2 floors of a world-class high-rise all to itself.
Yeah, even high-ranking nobles would trip over themselves to secure a luxury suite like this.
I was afraid you guys would react exactly like you just did. That's why I just kept my mouth shut. Sure, it's large, but it's so pointlessly large for just 2 people, and the only servant we have is Sharon.
If you have Sharon, that's the only maid you need, even for a place this big.
You said it.
Well, we'll be guests here for the next 3 days, so thanks for having us, Elisa.
Well, of course. Don't mention it.
I'm surprised they didn't, like, go along the lines of, we can't stay there, we have to find our own place to stay. We have to find a hotel or some shit.
Is it just me, or do I detect more than a hint of red on Lady Elisa's fair visage?
Could she be embarrassed?
I am not.
Crow and Fee work in unison very well.
So could we at least try to take this a little more seriously?
I'll lighten up, Machias. It just wouldn't be a proper field study without one of us getting embarrassed about our family.
Welcome home, everyone. Feels nice to be back. I'll just ignore how you popped up to greet us the moment we walked through the door.
I just couldn't wait to see you. Now, if you'll just follow me, I'll show you inside.
Still, don't. I want to know who she used to be. She used to be someone. I don't know who. I don't know if it was a Jaeger or something. I don't know. Well, you weren't wrong about it being needlessly big.
Whoa. Well, I'm impressed.
This is even more grandiose than I'd expected. You can see the whole town out there below. Talk about the lap of luxury.
Looks like a comfy place to take a nap.
You guys really think so? I've been away from Ruhr for half a year, so I guess it does feel kind of nice to be home.
I guess that's natural.
I've already finished preparing dinner. Please, let me know whenever you're ready to eat.
Thank you.
I don't know about all of you, but I'm pretty hungry. What do you say we... Wait, actually we can't, can we? Mother said she'd be eating with us tonight, so we need to wait until she comes home. And there are quite a few things we need to ask her, too.
Well, actually, my lady, I'm afraid I received a call from the chairman earlier about...
Yeah, that's not surprising.
What?
Sorry, I've got other things I need to do. I'm a very good parent. You know what's the most unrealistic thing about, like, anything in fiction? Like, I'm just, like, now realizing this. Considering how often I stumble over myself when I try to read shit, probably because I'm reading, like, you know, thousands upon thousands of words of dialogue. In these games, in these books, nobody ever, like, fucks up when they're talking. It's all perfect. They never say words wrong, they never stumble, they never slur, they never... Nothing ever goes wrong. Sure, it's easier when you're not reading something and you're speaking, but, like, I mean, I make the occasional mistake. I guess it's not important to any kind of narrative. If it was, then it would be included. But I can't think of any examples where that is the case. Not off the top of my head, at least.
Lisa, if you wolf down so much food so quickly...
You'll get fat.
You can't get fat from one meal.
It's just this once. I eat a balanced diet the rest of the time.
But you've been bolting down every course so quickly, I'm surprised you haven't inhaled your napkin.
Maybe we're gonna need to rethink your stage outfit for the concert.
Crap. I almost forgot about that.
If you're worrying about us, you don't need to, you know? I know your mother promised she'd have dinner with us, but we all know she's a busy woman.
And she said she'd try to make some time for us tomorrow instead.
But still... It's not that it bothers me so much, but she sits on Thor's board of directors. Who's she meeting with that's so important she can't even clear a little time to see us? She got off the Lusitania already, didn't she?
I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to say.
Interesting thing to mention there.
She's not out on a date with a gentleman or engaging in any lascivious behavior, if that puts your mind at ease.
Lascivious. That's a new one.
That's not what I'm worried about. Not even close. Honestly, hearing she was seeing a man might even put my mind at ease.
Elisa?
After dinner, we got straight to work finishing our reports. Fun. Paperwork, yay. With Chairman Irenia canceling her dinner appointment with us, the tensions between the Provincial Army and the Railway Military Police and Rufus's suspicious behavior, it was clear that something significant was happening behind the scenes, we just weren't sure exactly what. We have the rest of the night free, so we might as well enjoy ourselves. You're welcome to look around the house as much as you want. But under no circumstances are you to set foot in my or Sharon's bedroom without our express permission. Like how she looks at Reen. That's our Elisa. I heard you have a private library here. Might I be able to peruse your collection? Would you show him the way? As you wish. I guess we should nail down the rest of the stuff for our festival concert. There's still a few bits we need to make some final decisions on. You want me to help out? I'd rather keep you fresh so we can get your opinion on the finished plan as a whole. We want an honest first impression on whether you think we've got what will win over the audience. Makes sense to me. Let me show you my room fee. Thanks. $65 hours. Man, this game is long. I was expecting it to be like, you know, Sky first chapter-ish type length, but no, it's very long. I still can't really gauge how long Zero and Azure took to finish, because it said like 80, 90 or something hours, but that's not true. It was way off. Plans for the concert going okay. I still don't care about this plot point, I'm sorry, it's just not interesting. We decided who will be on what instruments and have a good idea of what our 2 songs are going to sound like. We should have everything pretty set by the time this trip's over. By then, I'm hoping we'll be able to show what we've got to the rest of the class. Good timing. I'm torn between these 2 designs for the girls' concert outfits. Which revs up your engine more, A or B? Oh, is this it? Oh, wait a minute. I think this is it. Back it up. Neither of these. If we want to look in the guys' votes, I recognize this camera angle. We're going to have to give them what they want. Push the boundaries of good taste. Then we'll go in for the kill with a little wardrobe malfunction at the end, and victory's as good as ours. We won't be winning anything but a trip to the principal's office if we get banned from participating. First, you need to make them look a bit less revealing. Actually, make that a lot less revealing. And what's up with these little comments in the margins? Optimal bounce vectors? Show dem titties? Are you serious? I'm sorry, I have to fucking... I've been waiting the entire goddamn game to play this. I've been waiting the entire goddamn game to play this. Where is it? Here it is. This is Rain's official voice actor reading this line. For some reason, they didn't want to include it.
And what's up with these little comments in the margins? Optimal bounce vectors? Show them titties? Are you serious?
He's read a lot of lines that weren't included. I knew you were overdue for a long talk about your prudish tendencies. Those issues aside, the base designs look pretty good. I'm leaning towards B, but I think it'd look good on everyone. Is that so? Alright, I'll give this one a little more polish then. It took 65.5 hours to get to optimal bounce vectors. Show dem titties. See, now this is the best game in the series. Man, you weren't kidding about, like, the useless amount of space. Like, what is this room even for? That's the plant room? This is... I guess this is a bedroom. This is the piano area. This is the there's nothing in there area. Same there. Well, I guess there's a library. Oh, yeah, this is nice. Need to get some better chairs, though. Would you like another cup of coffee, Master Machias? Yes, please. What about you, Master Rain? I'd be happy to take your cup directly to Lady Elisa's room if that's what you'd like. Mm-hmm. Or you could just, you know, bring it out here. That'd be great. Sometimes I get the feeling that she feeds off my discomfort. Rain, this room is amazing. So many books here on such a panoply of different subjects. Right. Machias, stop using your words that are unfamiliar to me. Sharon told me that this room used to be... and the one adjacent were once Gwyn's private rooms, which means that all the books here were part of his personal collection. He did seem like a really smart guy with a lot of different interests. I guess that makes sense that he'd have a mountain of books like this. If I could have a personal library, I totally would. The books aren't cheap. I mean, they're not expensive, really. But like, you know, 20 bucks a book, minimum. It's a lot of books. I've got other things I like to collect. Like, other things. Is there anyone in here? God, this hallway is bigger than my house. Oh, there's someone in there. Is this Elisa's room? I think this is Elisa's room. Knowing her, she'd probably freak out if I knocked, so let's do it. It's me, Reen. Can I come in? Oh, hey, it's Reen. Of course. Oh, she didn't freak out. That's good. So this is your room, huh? It's a lot bigger than I would have guessed. Really nice and tidy. I like the view from the window. Honestly, were you raised in a barn? You don't just roam around a girl's room checking everything out. Sorry. Though these days, my mother is the only one who even uses this floor. There's so much space, it must feel pretty lonely having it all to herself. Elisa? Just a passing thought. Are you nervous because there's a boy in your room? I can always find somewhere else. No, it's fine. Don't leave. I mean, yeah, it's the first time a guy's been in my room, but... You tricked me into admitting that. I didn't ask you to say anything. Don't fight, you two. I could never sleep in this room. I couldn't even live... No, I don't like this room. There are way too many windows. And sure, it would be hard for people to see up into here, but like, I don't see any dang curtains. The night light, the lights coming in from the buildings at night, I would not be able to sleep. People could look in here. I don't like it. Nope. Where's the privacy? Play Blade. What?
Let's get started.
What do you mean play Blade? Okay.
Go on, draw a card. Looks like I'm going first.
Okay. I guess we're playing Blade now. Yeah. What?
Oh, now you've done it.
We're playing Blade now.
What? You can't do that.
Playing fucking Blade now.
What? You can't do that.
Yeah, I can.
Bolt.
What else am I gonna do?
Bolt.
Bolt! Fuck your bolt.
Bolt.
Stop that!
What? You can't do that. Mirror.
Well, I think I win. Yeah, I win.
One more game.
No. I don't know why we're playing Blade any... Shut up. What? Okay. I was out of nowhere. Seeing as we might be spending a few nights here, I might as well start getting things set up. You don't need to volunteer to help, you know. We do have Sharon on the payroll for housekeeping. I know. Okay. Let's play Blade, fuck it!
That'll begin.
This game's weird, man.
We draw here, right?
There's a lot of bolts.
I'm first. Take this.
Okay, well I can do that too, but I'm not going to.
Take this.
Okay, well. I did have a lot of bolts.
Crap. Mirror.
Mirror! I can do that too.
Crap.
It's mirror time. Beep.
Ouch.
No.
Ouch.
No.
Ouch.
Bolt! 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 Oh, that'll... No, I don't want to do that. Oh, this is bad. I lose.
Looks like I win.
Oh, well. Well, that's almost enough to... Wait, no, I think it's maxed out. Is the rank maxed out? It maxes out at 5, I guess. This is a nice room. Great view, too. Hey, Spicy Thought. Nightbot timed you out again. What'd you say? Oh, just emotes. Just for clarification's sake, I think the limit is... It's supposed to be 8 emotes. It might be set to 5. I need to change that. I can't fucking log into Nightbot to change anything. Because, like, it doesn't work on Firefox or some reason. It's just, like, error doesn't work, and I don't understand why. I don't really think that's something you need to worry about. Am I gonna play Ganeshan Impact? I'm familiar with the name. And that is it. I don't know what that is. I mean, maybe someday? I'm not gonna say no. Games I'm gonna say no to playing. Fortnite, no. Among Us, most likely no. Valorant, no. What are the other games? Destiny 2, no. It's an anime RPG? Maybe. I'm gonna be honest, Cold Steel is gonna take a while, so what's going on here? The next series I was looking at after Cold Steel was actually the Atelier series. But that's its own can of worms. That's you thought Trails was long? Oh boy. Less dialogue, I think, but there's a lot of games. So I don't even know where to start with that series. What is Sharon doing? Am I going to find out what kind of military fortification she used to be with? I have a hunch Sharon knows something. Maybe I should see if she can tell me anything. I need to know. I need to know right now. I mean, yeah, if it's an RPG, I'd probably like it. Maybe someday. Let's take a look at it. All right, what do you want, Sharon? Master Rean, is there something I can help you with? Perhaps you'd like to wash your back, but want some help with those hard-to-reach spots. Not to worry, I'm here to help. That's weird. I think I'll pass. Actually, Sharon, is Elisa's mother really all right? Oh, that's what he was curious about. Okay. There's no need to worry about the chairman. It's not as though she's wrestling with some abnormally large crisis or anything like that. Though I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to discuss the specifics with you. I can't help but think that there's a quarrel between the Provincial Army and the RMP we saw this evening. I'm guessing the reason she couldn't make it is related to that somehow. That way, you like to just throw potential theories out there reminds me of Lady Sarah. Perhaps that's thanks to her guidance as your instructor. I'm not really sure about that. But your lack of denial tells me I'm on the right track. You may interpret it however you see fit. However, I'd like to reassure you that there's no need for you to worry about the chairman. I'd much rather you direct your concern to Lady Elisa. Alright? I didn't mean to bother you, sorry. Don't worry, Master Rean. A maid must always be available to serve guests. Still, are you certain you don't feel like a rejuvenating back scrub? I'd be happy to give you a stimulating massage, too, if that is your wish. Stimulating? I mean, no, that's okay, thanks. You ought to direct your concern toward Lady Elisa. That might prove to be an opportune chance for you. What is up with this fucking series of dialogue? Optimal bounce vectors? You see, I don't hate this dialogue dump. This is nice. I like this little whatever's going on here. This is like a little relaxed and not just talking about how whatever the fuck. Half of the shit that's said in this game just goes one ear out in one ear and out the other. You see, this is what I'm talking about. It's so unrealistic that these people talk without stumbling over their words even once. I basically do it full time and I still do it a lot. I mean, that's just because I ain't so good at talking, but I can speak to an extent, I think. Sometimes. The Dr. Pepper fuels me. And suddenly voice acting again. I don't know.
Hey, Elisa.
It just seems random at this point.
Oh, it's you. Sorry, were you worried?
A little, yeah. Seeing you like that just kind of reminded me of that night in Nord.
Oh, right.
Yeah, right, the night in Nord. What's he talking about? I don't remember. Oh, no, I remember now. They were out. Okay, yeah, they were sitting out on the grass. That's right.
I'm so pathetic. I keep going on about how I'm going to be independent, but then I get all worked up over something as trivial as this.
Seeing the city from above at night is really something, though.
I'm going to talk about this before I forget to later. I really feel like I like Elisa as a character. It's just that she's kind of marred with weird tropes, like tacked. I liked her when she was first introduced. She seemed like a nice character, nice person, whatever. And then, like, that thing happened, and it immediately did a 180. And I was like, whoa, hold on a minute there. And after that, it's been, like, the occasional trope here. She hasn't really had a lot of character development throughout this game so far.
And to think, you got to take in a beautiful view like this every night growing up.
So, like, I feel I can't form a solid opinion on how I feel about these characters yet. Again, there's 3 more games after this, but...
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm just gonna shut up now.
It used to be my grandfather, my father, and my mother here. Then after my father died, Sharon joined us. But through the years, my family has always enjoyed seeing the lighted windows of Ruhr at night.
Something that never changed, huh? I guess it is to you what Ymir's mountains are to me.
Maybe every family has something like that. Still, first my grandfather left, and now Sharon and I aren't here most of the time either. Mother just stays here all on her own. Every time I think of that, I just feel like crying. It breaks my heart. I can't understand why she chooses to be so alone.
I thought so. You're not just angry at her then.
Well, she gets under my skin, that's nothing new. But if I was in her place, I couldn't live like she does, losing herself in her work all alone with no friends or loved ones by her side. She wasn't like that before, back when my dad was still alive. She's always been a career woman, but back then she was kind, funny. She had this warmth, you know?
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't mean to ruin the moment. How fucking tall is your dad, Elisa? Like, your mother's not short. Holy shit.
But ever since Dad passed away, she hasn't been the same.
What is it, like 7.5 feet tall?
Work became her life. She pushed Grandfather out as chairman, all for what? More work? I've never seen her indulge herself. Not even once. If she isn't dining with some business partner, she eats nutrition bars instead of meals. Sharon scolds her for it, but that's how she is. And that's why I'm scared. I don't want life to just pass her by.
Man, I sure do love tropes of Cold Steel.
Really sweet, Elisa.
Who the fuck? Look, I know it's like a weird anime trope, but like, who the fuck just like pets someone's head? That's weird. Again,
Where
Reen,
did that come from?
Reen is weird, so.
You're always looking out for the people in your life. Even when they get on your nerves, you still care about them. It's like how you and I were at first, or how you were with Laura and Fee. Heck, I still remember how you told me off for hurting my sister's feelings. You've been keeping an eye out for Milliam all this time, too. And you should know that we're all really grateful to you for it. Especially me. I'm worried about what's happening here in Ruhr, too.
You're channeling some Lloyd energy right now, Reen. You don't know what you're saying.
And your mother might be caught up in whatever's going on. I think we should look into it. What do you say?
What? But with all our field study tasks, where would we find the time?
Why not do it while we're out handling those? Making some headway is always better than making none, right? I mean, I'm not the only one who feels this way. Everyone else does too. Fee cares. So does Elliot. Machias does too. Even Crow's been concerned about you. We can use our time in the city to poke around and find out more about what's going on. You know, kind of like we always do.
Well, if you say so, but I'll save the thanks for later. I doubt Sharon will tell us anything, no matter how much we pester her. But I'll ask around and see if anyone I know has any idea what might be going on. It shouldn't be too late to give some of them a call at least.
All right, I'll leave the info gathering to you. Once we get our task list tomorrow, we can discuss how we want to do this.
All right. Anyway, I think I'm going to start calling my contacts. Oh, and one more thing. If I were you, I wouldn't go around stroking girls' heads like that.
Yeah, it's weird, Rain.
I mean, you don't just go whispering sweet nothings into any girl's ear, do you? This isn't so different, really.
Huh? Oh. I guess you're right. Sorry, it's something I always did to my sister when she was feeling down. But now that you mention it, she did seem to resent it more as she got older. But when I stopped doing it, she called me insensitive and got all upset anyway.
I think your sister and I would have a lot to talk about. But anyway, I'll see you later.
All right.
At least it tries to explain it, instead of just, like, writing it off. Kind of.
Well, she seems like she's feeling better now. I just hope our efforts will turn up some good leads.
Did the door Also, the door just shut again. Wait, no. No, let me see the door knob. Damn it, I wanted to say, does it have like a security panel on it?
Huh? Call functionality works here?
What's about to happen?
I guess it would, seeing as we're right in the headquarters of the company that built these.
Here it comes. Hello, Reen. You've fallen right into my trap.
Maybe it's the instructor. Hello. Reen Schwarzer speaking.
Oh, good. It went through. Glad I was able to get your number from Milliam.
Is this...
Who is this?
Captain Claire?
What? Oh.
It is. I apologize for calling so late.
Okay, yeah, no, this is not what I was expecting. I was about to bust out the, man, I sure do love tropes of Cold Steel, but no, this is...
Are you free right now?
unexpected.
Yeah. What's up?
It does have a security panel on it, I think, like buttons and a screen.
There's something important I'd like to discuss with you. But it's a matter best discussed in person. Would it be possible for you to meet me in the city? Sooner is preferable.
Like, right now? Would this happen to be related to our field study?
Technically speaking, yes. But with the Provincial Army on alert, traveling in a large group would draw too much suspicion. That's why I decided to contact you directly. You're the team leader.
People keep saying that, but I never recall agreeing to it. But, sure, I guess. I'll head out right now. Where should I meet you?
Go to the upper level. On the south side of the elevated walkway, you'll see a bar called F. It's a quiet, upscale establishment. The perfect place for a private discussion.
A bar called F on the south side of the upper level. Got it. I'll head there right away.
Gotta press F to pay her respects, Rain.
Not on a schedule or anything, though, so there's no need to rush.
This might be the first time I've seen like the inside of the Arcus, like not from a menu, and they actually like put the texture of the orbit in there. That's a neat
By the way,
touch.
I'd rather you didn't mention any of this to Elisa.
Huh? Why?
Because what I want to discuss with you happens to involve the Rhineford Company. But I'll leave it to your discretion. Anyway, you know where to find me.
Oh, we got some interesting shit happening here, it
Feels
seems.
a bit cruel
Maybe.
to keep only Elisa out of the loop. But it sounds like it's pretty important. I think it'd be better to go now and tell everyone else about it later.
This has been a weird stream. Like, it started off really interesting with the whole airship thing, and then it just like, boo, down to nothing. And it's starting to go back up a little bit now. That is a security panel, I think. I don't know why I noticed such a stupid detail like that, but I did. Looks like a security panel. There's only like 6 buttons, though. Crow, what are you doing? Oh, Jellica's out? I'm chilling at Elisa's place right now. There's just something I wanted to ask about. You mind checking in with Toa for me? Thanks. I don't know what's about to happen.
Huh. I need to leave, but I don't want to leave the front door unlocked. But if I ask someone to lock up behind me, they'll want to know where I'm going. I guess I might have to tell Elisa where I'm going after all.
Will you be stepping out?
Sharon? I couldn't even tell she was there.
There's no need to explain. That glimmer in your eyes tells me all I need to know. Not to worry, Master Reen. Your secret's safe with me. So enjoy your night to the fullest.
Wait, what?
You have a date with a fetching young lady, don't you? I'll make sure no one notices your absence, especially my lady. Just be certain you're back by morning.
I assure you, I'm not that lucky. I just got word that this acquaintance of mine was visiting Ruhr.
Acquaintance, Reen.
And they wanted to catch up a bit, so I was going to slip out and see them for a little while.
Very well then. I'll lock up behind you. I'd also be glad to help you build an ironclad alibi. No one would think twice, even if you were to stay out all night.
I appreciate the thought, but I don't think that'll be necessary. Anyway, I'll be back later.
Of course. Take care.
And Sharon's kind of a bro. Thanks, Sharon. Just leave everything to me. I'll attend to your every need. Okay. Okay. Wrong save. Those are some big elevator buttons. I don't know why I noticed that. They're about the size of regular elevator buttons, I guess. Hey, that ship looks familiar.
It's past 9 already, but I still see quite a few people working. I guess it comes with the territory, working for the world's largest industrial manufacturer.
It's weird that it's getting brought up again, but at least it's consistent. It's just like, it was such a minor... It wasn't really even a plot point in third. It was just a thing that the game started out on. What was that? What was that? No, what...
What was that?
That was a fucking person. You... Is someone following me? Oh, see, now this is getting creepy. I like it. Here's a tank. 10 reg cannon. Okay, you see now you've got me freaked out, game. You're doing a good job creeping me out. I'm a big fan of this. Someone's following me. Who is it? That was a very subtle detail. I almost didn't even see it.
Right. She said she'd be waiting at a bar called F. It's supposed to be somewhere on the southern side of the upper level. Should I head straight there?
Where are you going?
It was Fee. God damn it. I was gonna say, like, yeah, it's Fee. Fee, you wanna go to a bar called F? F for Fee?
How long have you been there?
F for Fee.
Wait, have you been trailing me ever since I left the penthouse?
Well, I saw you slip out. So, where are you going? Are you really headed out for a late-night romantic rendezvous?
Did Sharon talk to her?
What kinds of lies has Sharon been feeding you anyway? Okay, here's what's up.
That totally sounds like a rendezvous. Sorry, I shouldn't have interfered.
Whoa, it's not like that. Well, you know everything I know about it now. Why don't you come too?
You sure?
No reason not to. It sounded like whatever info she's got has something to do with our field study. And honestly, I wasn't all that keen on having a one-on-one with a military officer to begin with.
Gotcha.
A one-on-one?
But first, I want to walk around a bit.
After we've been walking around all day?
Whenever I come to a new city, I always like to get a feel for what it's like during the day and the night. I feel kind of uneasy if I don't.
Oh, right. It must be a Jaeger thing. All right, I'll join you for a little stroll. I don't want to keep the captain waiting too long, though. Will once around town be enough?
That'll be fine. Okay, let's roll.
Fee's a character that I don't really know much about, but I do like her quite a lot. She's certainly interesting and strong as fuck. At least right now she is. Again, she's got that Joshua energy of the double-bladed.
By the way, did you happen to run into Sharon on your way out?
She saw me leaving, but she just let me go.
Even the best maids aren't that all-knowing.
You gotta be just like real life. Don't walk down the escalator. It's considered rude. Although I will do it sometimes if there's nobody else around because I'm an impatient person. I wasn't supposed to go down, was I?
Wow, this city's got a nice feel at night.
I guess it doesn't really matter. I can walk around normally.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
What's in here? I need to know what's in here. I want to go in there. Fee, you're strong. Break the door down. Just going to random people's houses at night. Yep, this is another weird RPG trope. That's, what happened in here? I was in the middle of making a stew when the pot just exploded. Did you latch the pot shut? Never heard of that. I've heard of William Osmond's video where he tries to make it look like a pressure cooker exploded. he staged the whole thing, and it's a really good video. Just look up William Osmond pressure cooker. He like films it outside. he sets up like a kitchen set outside.
This is where Claire said to meet her, right?
Yeah, this looks like the place.
I kind of want to hear them talk a little bit more. I'm just going to wander around for a minute. But no, like, he sets up, like, a kitchen set outside so that it looks like a kitchen, but it's got, like, outside weather going on, and it becomes really windy. There's still a lot of people here, and the lighting looks really off. It's a funnier video than we've ever had. Osmond's a good guy, as far as I can tell. He's got the good video. He also makes very good life hack videos about how if you put saran wrap on your toilet, you don't have to make a mess to clean it up anymore. And how you can make a hot glue gun by coiling some wire together and plugging it directly into an electrical outlet and not burning your house down in the process. Yep, that's very safe. You caught us just as we were closing. I feel anytime I show up at a store, like, as they're cleaning up, I feel really bad. I'm like, oh no. And I, like, back out very slowly so that nobody notices me. Because I don't want to make more work for them. But I don't want to just, like, show up and be all weird about it and be like, nope, never mind, sorry, I'll leave. Because then that feels even weirder. No more dialogue? I thought they would... Oh, wait, no.
This was some kind of classy bar, I think?
Seems pretty lively in there.
Ah. Relaxing after work, I see. Things are awfully tense between them lately. The Imperial Army and the Provincial Army are always like that, but it sounds like things have gotten even worse. What are you talking about, Yuna? Garen, inside voice. Heard we had a bunch of those military police guys in gray at the mine, too. What is going on here? I don't like where this is going. Damn it. I like the creepy factor. What the hell? Toddy, where are... Oh, god damn it. Did I just start a quest? I give up. You can come out. Why is this kid out this late? Oh no, I think I need to do a side quest now. Is something wrong? Who are you? Don't worry, we're good guys. Being out this late on your own could be dangerous. Shouldn't you be back at home with your family? I want to go home, but Toddy said he really wanted to play hide and seek. This late at night? We were playing earlier too, but when I accidentally found him, he got really annoyed about it. Maybe it's because I usually can't find him at all and have to give up. He ran away saying that there's no way I'd find him this time. No holds barred hide and seek sounds kind of fun. How fun is it? It isn't the issue here. Both of your families know where you are, right? We're next door neighbors. Okay, I think Toddy's gone and hidden himself pretty far away this time. Oh no. We should start seeking. You want us to find him as soon as possible too, right? I doubt he's having a lot of fun hidden away on his own this late at night, damn it. Any idea where he hid himself? He wouldn't have hidden indoors, that's against the rules. I can't find him anywhere. Sounds like he really doesn't want to be found. He's probably somewhere he wouldn't normally hide. Maybe the upper level. God damn it. The one time I'm not blind about something, I'm like, oh hey, what's this kid doing here? You have sealed your fate. Fucking... Come on, map, just tell me where. Tell me where he is. It's not telling me where he is. Well... This gives you 4 AP? Really? Ugh. Talk to Locomo in the Whistler Lair. Examine the wooden box next to the door, which is labeled as question mark. Oh. This is barely even a quest, then, if it's gonna... I thought it was gonna, like, lead me on some wild goose chase, but no, I just have to check one thing. 4 AP for this? It's this way, right? Yeah. I think I sensed someone nearby. Oh, I dropped a shitload of frames just now. Oh, I dropped it while I was... Hold on. Fucking Twitch. Do I have another spam text message? How many of these fucking things am I getting? Final quarterly deadline. Final quarterly deadline before Election Day. 6,000% matching unlocked for 2 hours. Have 6 times the impact for Trump. Make history and make him win. I have so many. I deleted like 12 of these this morning. I know. Just shut up. Just shut the fuck up. Stop texting me. Leave me alone. Now that you mention it, I can too. Think it's the kid we're looking for? Let's take a look. Where are they even getting my number? This wooden box is pretty suspicious. I can sense someone inside. The boy we're looking for is named Todd, right? Todd, if you're in there, let us know. You've been surrounded. There's nowhere to run. Anyway, I was gonna say I dropped frames during the, part where I was in the, looking at the Lusitania, or the part where Feet started chasing me and I was creeped out. Who are you guys? God, your eyes are huge. Got him. Locomo sent us to come look for you. Can't believe he seriously got adults to help him. That's cheating. To be fair, it was our suggestion. He's pretty worried about you. It's getting late. What were you going to do if he never found you? You didn't seem to want to be found, so I thought you would have come out on your own. You might want to set up a time limit next time you do this. Fine, I'll go home. I'm amazed you managed to find me in that box, though. We can't all be masters of stealth. Hiding in a box is a bit cliché, too. People do it all the time on sneaking missions. You're so cool. I want to go on a sneaking mission. No, you don't. Can you not give innocent little children strange ideas? This gives 4 AP. Oh god, is there going to be a dialogue dump now? What a relief. I'd found a great hiding spot, too. You know what, that was probably during... Yeah, I dropped frames around the same time again. I mean, it's later than 10 p.m., but, I mean, it's 10:30. You're always going to be Toddy to me. At least nobody ended up lost or hurt. We've barely gotten started. Locomo needs to hide now. I think we need to stop for tonight and go home. You're going home. Losers have to do what winners say, right? Fine, I'm going. Good boy. I think that was the only hidden quest. Okay. Why do you have U material? Sorry, I think the fucking night setting's actually making me tired. I mean, it is late, so I suppose. You find kids that age on the battlefield, too. That's... Oh, it's nothing. Anyway, we ended up getting sidetracked, but I think it's about time we head to the bar to meet Captain Claire. Yeah, I'm good with that. I really hope this is a voiced scene. It's been voiced, for some reason, lately. Yes, I know, Twitch. Shh. Dumbass dashboard constantly having issues. I have many frustrations with this website. It gets better over time, but I have a lot of problems with this dumb website sometimes. Both on the technical and the non-technical sides of things. Speaking of technical problems, I had to stay up late last night to re-upload a YouTube video because YouTube put it in processing hell. And it takes like 2 hours to upload a VOD, which is real fun to stay up for that. Because I don't like leaving my computer on all night. Waste of power. Are we done looking around? After we meet with the captain, we probably won't have any more time to look around tonight. Alright, let's get in there. You see, I pointed out that this area was like, oh, yeah, this should be interesting.
Alright, now to find Captain Claire.
And good, it's voiced. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Oh shit, she's dressed up. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. That pendant looks familiar.
It makes sense that she wouldn't come here in uniform.
The charms of an older woman, eh?
I'm very happy that Fee is here right now.
I think I'll manage. Here we go!
Scream that out.
Sorry
Here we
I kept
go.
you waiting.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Don't worry about it. Oh.
Hi.
Yeah, I kind of ran into her on the way here and told her she could come along. That's not a problem, is it?
Not at all. I assume you've been surveying the town while acting as Rain's bodyguard?
Sounds like you've done your homework.
The intelligence division has told me a little. Anyway, I think we might attract a little too much attention if we stay at the counter. What do you say we get a table for 3? It's good to see you both. I think this may be the first time we've been able to have a proper conversation.
You may be right. I was hoping I'd get the chance to sit down and talk with you too, actually.
Oh?
You sure you don't want me to go?
That's not what I mean. I have a lot of questions, like about why Milliam transferred into our class, for example. But there's one really fundamental question that would go a long way toward answering a lot of the others. What exactly is it that you and Chancellor Osborn are trying to accomplish?
That I want to know this too, honestly. The game has been this series as a whole, ever since 3rd, has been very vague about this whole thing.
Let's look at that standoff with the Provincial Army earlier this evening. It's hard for me to feel much sympathy for them after they drove armored cars right into the middle of the city, but maintaining order in the provinces is generally accepted to be the duty of the provincial armies. Maybe it's just me, but it seemed an awful lot like you were just trying to provoke them by belittling their authority.
It did look like your people were picking a fight.
Viewed without the proper context, I can see how it might look like that. But right now, the factional conflict in the Empire is nearly at its breaking point. Crossbell is buzzing with talk of independence, and
Oh, boy.
Calvert is still weathering its immigration disputes. In such volatile times, there's a very real need to create a far more expansive network to help maintain public order. The only organizations that are up to the challenge are the Railway Military Police and the Intelligence Division.
That may be the case.
Still, your boss is the one making those conflicts worse.
I can't deny that. But at the very least, the Chancellor is acting with a sense of integrity. He hasn't stooped so low as to give aid to terrorists, unlike some others I could name. I want you to at least understand that.
Wait, so...
Wow, she really said it. So the noble faction's been the one backing the terrorists, huh?
I'm afraid there's no longer any doubting it. We've all but confirmed the involvement of Duke Cayenne, the most prominent representative of the four great houses.
Oh, but he seemed like such a great guy.
The 3 airships the Imperial Liberation Front have been using have been traced back to Ordis as well.
I'd wondered how they got their hands on those.
I've heard the Duke is just a gaudy old man, but Eustace's brother came to pick him up in Legram, didn't he?
That's what Toval told us. And now, Rufus just so happens to pop up on another of his secret trips. Captain Claire, what's going on in Ruhr? And how are Elisa's family and the Reinford Company involved?
I guess it's time to get to the matter I called you here for in the first place. The Railway Military Police is currently weighing the possibility of a forced inspection of Reinford's first factory.
Sounds serious.
The first factory belongs to one of Reinford's major divisions, right?
Correct. It's one of the main divisions and handles the bulk of the company's iron and steel processing, among other things. They're also currently under suspicion of something I'm not at liberty to discuss with you right now.
What did I tell you? We're gonna have to go back into the same fucking tunnel. There's a second door down there that's gonna be a giant death ray machine down there.
The two of you are aware that project management at Reinford is split up across several major branches, right?
It is?
And on top of that, she's got her hands in the development of our Arcus units too. It's way too much work for one person. How many projects does Mother have under her wing right now?
Well, I'm afraid I can't give a simple answer to that. But suffice to say, the chairman only knows about a small number of the projects in development by the Reinford Group. Lately, the directors have...
Was that cutscene unvoiced?
I overheard Elisa and Sharon talking about something like that.
Wait, no, wait a minute. You're telling me that they voiced that cutscene and they just didn't play it? But
For years now, Reinford has been the Empire's heavyweight when it comes to heavy industry and manufacturing. The company is split into different divisions that handle things like steel production, railways, weaponry, and tools.
maybe it was voiced. I don't remember. Whatever.
The problem is that those divisions have simply become too large. Large enough to have their own internal allegiances. Some to the nobles, with others supporting the reformist faction.
Are you serious?
So even companies are taking sides.
I'm sure Irina Reinford is aware of this to at least some extent as the company's chairman, but the self-supporting accounting system she introduced has the side effect of granting each division a long leash. Because of that, I doubt even she has a full grasp of the situation.
So, the first factory you guys have your sights set on for that inspection is aligned with the noble faction, I assume.
You assume correctly. And the provincial army is doing everything it can to stop us from carrying out that investigation. That's what led to this evening's quarrel. I imagine Chairman Irina is currently doing her utmost to rein in all the divisions and get them back in line. The thing is, when she seized control of the company 5 years ago, she had to rely on support from both sides. Being indebted to them like that, I have my doubts she'll be able to target the underlying problem.
It's sounding shadier by the minute.
You can say that again. The situation seems even more dire than I thought. And while all this is going on, the factional conflict keeps burning hot across the rest of the Empire.
I've told you as much as I can right now. Tensions are mounting all over the country, but Ruhr has an extra fuse of its own. Try to gain an understanding of the crisis unfolding here, then do your best to stay out of it. Whatever other lessons Class 7 takes away from this field study, I hope that ends up on the list. I wish you the best with the remainder of your field study. Please have the bill sent to the Railway Military Police Branch Office in Ruhr Station.
Certainly. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Wait! The bill!
Looks like she just picked up our tab. She gave us some good intel too. For free even.
And I can't just go running after her now. Looks like we owe her one.
So, you like the mature type, huh? She's sorta like Sarah. Except responsible and composed.
You can say that again. Oh.
Must be yours.
Hello? Reen Schwarzer speak.
Reen? What What are you doing?
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's just you, Elisa.
Well, what do you mean it's just you? Is it true some girl invited you out for a night on the town?
Sharon.
Whoa, hold on. A late night date? I thought you only had eyes for me, Reen.
Okay, so now Crow is my favorite character in the entire series.
Anyway, good job, kiddo. You better spill all the details later, huh?
He'll do no such thing.
Now, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. Fee was with him too.
Still, it was rash of you to go out on your own without at least consulting us.
Ready to head back?
Yeah, I think that'd be for the best.
This is a good chapter.
Ooh, you're moving up in the world.
What do I get?
I've got a little reward here for you.
Oh, shit.
Keep up the good work.
Man, I was going to make a joke about how it was going to be something useless. God damn it. See, now I feel like I need to put that on someone. But I don't... I only have 2 equip slots. Oh?
The time has come. First Hype, then Crossbow. Now you shall be the third to witness our conviction.
As you wish.
We'll hit him so hard, they'll be picking up the pieces for weeks. You heard the boss, man. Tomorrow's a red-letter day for us. A real do-or-die moment, in every sense of the word.
All our preparations will be rewarded soon, when we sweep in and take the Chancellor's head. Keep your eyes on the prize, and give it all you've got!
You know, I didn't point this out before. Like, I didn't even notice it. I went back and I looked at the footage to get thumbnails for the last stream that where I beat the fuck out of her. She has a sword. Yeah! She has like a chain link sword, kind of like a certain other character that I have played as before. I just thought that was interesting. Because those types of swords are usually only used by squires, right? Just thought that was weird.
So
whoops.
tired.
I didn't mean to skip that. Thought it wasn't going to be voiced.
The air here is so fresh, especially for a city with this many factories. Must be because we're up in the mountains.
I'll say, compared to the capital, the air quality is pristine.
Well, the capital does have a few 100,000 more people living there.
Why do I feel like I've seen this exact scene somewhere before? Like, this exact moment.
Sure is a nice day today, isn't it, Elisa?
Not as nice as last night must have been.
I told you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll bet you are. I cannot believe you! After all those things you said to me last night, you go rushing out to meet another girl!
Ooh, the skies might be clear, but I'm sensing a stormy forecast today.
Well, all things considered, even if we assume Captain Claire is trustworthy, I'm not sure how wise it was to go out on your own.
I know. In hindsight, I regret keeping it to myself.
Still, it was pretty bold of Captain Claire to show up alone to meet Reen. Even dressed down, I wouldn't have thought she'd go out alone with the Provincial Army on patrol.
I'm guessing she's more than strong enough to handle herself. Not sure what her weapon of choice is, though.
I wish I could have seen her all dolled up, though. But she was a real knockout. Come on, that would put a spring in any man's step. I don't blame you for sneaking out alone.
Oh! No! It's not like I knew she was going to show up wearing a cocktail dress. I swear!
You seemed pretty taken by her when she showed up yesterday, though.
I swear to God.
And your eyes were glued to her right up until she left the scene.
Oh, really?
So while we were enjoying a quiet evening, you were out carousing with a beautiful woman, were you? You lucky son of I mean, for shame, Reen! We're here representing the Academy on a field study!
I swear, you guys are just making things up at this point. But thanks to the information I got from her, we have a pretty good idea what's going on here in Ruhr. And now that we know, we should be able to do something about it. What do you think, Elisa?
Yeah, I'm in.
So in short, the first factory did something to catch the eye of the railway military police, prompting an inspection.
Why was Elisa not allowed to come? I mean, they just told her anyway, so I don't know.
All the while, the provincial army has been here blatantly trying to prevent them from doing that?
Let's not forget that the first factory is run by none other than the Noble faction.
I know that the divisional directors have been operating without much in the way of executive oversight for years now, but Mother always allowed it. She thought that encouraging competition among the divisions would yield more innovations. I never thought that'd lead to something like this.
Seems like the lesser of two evils.
By the way, hearing about the first factory made me curious. Do the other divisions have their own political allegiances?
Well, to give you a basic idea, this is a bit oversimplified, of course. Divisions are made up of many people, and they all have their own opinions. But the positions of each division's directors are clear as day, though. The first and second factories in particular have had a pretty fierce rivalry going on between them for years. But even still, I wouldn't have expected the first factory to do something flagrant enough to prompt a military inspection.
Neither would I.
All right, we're gonna do whatever it takes to get to the bottom of this. And when we tie this up all nice and neat for her, even my mother will have to admit she's grateful to us.
Sounds like a plan.
That's the spirit.
Offhand, I'd say this falls under the scope of our field study too.
Thanks, everyone.
Sounds like we're in for a ride.
Anyway, let's take a look at the field study tasks Sharon gave us for today.
Okay. Monster... milk? Milk is missing. Oh, the cat's name is Milk. Okay, I was gonna say... Oh no, not the milk! Those of us at Rhineford's second factory have developed a new type of orbital gun. Really? That sounds like a good job for Crow. A ferocious monster has appeared on the Nortia Highway. What kind of Hydra?
I think we can handle these.
It's still 8 a.m., so we have plenty of time to work our way through the list.
And while we're doing that, we can ask the people we meet about how things stand between Rhineford's divisions. Look alive, everyone. It's time to get to work.
Right. Roger.
Next time.
Gotcha.
Although I do kind of want to go see what that Hydra looks like, because I am very, No, don't like the Hydra. Also, why the fuck did... Get out of my party. God damn. Here, use Marcus. No. Don't wanna. Alright, well, this seems like a good place to leave off, I think. I've been going at it for 4 hours. It is almost 11 p.m., and yeah. I can continue this to... Not tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow is, I got a thing planned for tomorrow, so we'll get to that. I'm gonna go back to the title screen, because I feel like if I don't, it's gonna reset my fucking settings. I'm noticing that the scenery changes every time I, get to a different point in the game. Like, see, now there's mountains in the background. Nice subtle change. Quest notebook, the music is correct. Okay, game, don't fuck it up next time. Please. Thanks for watching. I will be back tomorrow with, well, today's the last day of September. So, in about, an hour and 3.5 minutes, hour and 3.5 minutes, it's gonna be October. So... Yeah, well, I'll show you what I got tomorrow.